What's going on, guys? We are back on. I think you guys see this on Christmas Eve, don't you? Yes, we are back. Happy Christmas Eve to you all. It is time for another episode of Lord of the Caliber. Real quick before we start, we're going to grab the D4. Yeah. And we're going to do some hero point recollections. Starting with.
We have 5 people.
Yeah, but Colin won here last time.
Oh, yeah.
So Colin will have something different. Starting with Donald. Hero point, or rather, in-character recollection for that hero point, go.
Okay, I will change this up a bit. I will do my familiar point of view for a change.
Ho-ho.
My familiar, being a raven named Melvin, he actually enjoys the journey so far. He get to be in the wild, fly. He get to make a nice raven nest in a demi-plane, and now he is not so happy with the current company, being surrounded by a bunch of people who can actually hurt his master through one means or another. So Melvin definitely need to watch out to make sure Lucia and him, they are taken care of.
Sure. Alrighty. Take your hero
Wait,
point.
Donald, I thought your raven's name was Marvin, not Melvin.
No, it's been Melvin this whole time.
I thought it was
Melvin.
Marvin.
No, you just heard it wrong the one time. It was Melvin.
Oh, okay then.
Boom.
Ooh,
Yeah, Sarah, just for that, you get to go next.
Oh, screw you. Alright. What happened? Papa Emeritus is still, like, reeling from everything that's happened. He's still trying to, like, figure himself out. He's kind of, like, the shock of it all is making him kind of, like, reclusive, I suppose. He's still friends with Marcella, the Gripply. I don't think a whole lot, like, I don't say not a whole lot happened, but not a whole lot of, like, game-breaking stuff happened to Emeritus, so...
Fair enough. We'll take it. And we'll do evens, Joe, odds, Van. Van, you're up.
Oh my god, what am I doing running through the forest with an orc? Or ogre or something really big and kind of scary. And his cat or something? Holy cow. And why am I going after Lucia's cousin? He's probably just going to try and sell me back into slavery anyway. Well, yeah, you know, as much as I don't trust her, she's kind of family at this point, and I guess we got to take care of our own, and just, oh god, don't think too much about it. Just keep rolling, and man, I wish I was back on that demi plane with my girlfriend. This is ridiculous. And what was this about me being a leader and in charge of what to do with battalions? Oh my god, big stinky, like, no, this is crazy. I'm just gonna focus on doing what I do best and sneaking through and finding this guy and then just giving him a piece of my mind, because at least I know what to do with Cheliax nobility. And what was that sound? What was that?
What?
And that's where he is.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm sitting here thinking like somebody's like breaking into your house. Take your hero point, and Joe, take us home.
It's gonna need it if somebody's breaking into his house.
What was that sound?
Enderlings, he's pretty psyched to be fighting. He is, again, he's really like happy that Torvald is out there fighting, and now he's always sought to emulate him. So now he's going to go and emulate him out on the battlefield. But he's not happy that there aren't any boats. Being thrown in the desert, he is not happy. Other than that, I'm just ready to send some people to the Nidhogg.
Deal. All right, take your hero point. And Colin, you got a little bit of a like recap for what you missed last time, and we're gonna say that like while the army has been in transit, Xandu has been with the baggage train. With you guys have some medics in service to the Imperial Lord Dalanidra, who is essentially just like patron saint of the battlefield healer, and Mercutio and his big old like fancy wagon of whatever you want to buy from wherever essentially has chosen to accompany the army. What has Xandu been doing in the last little while? Why didn't we see him? What's going through Xandu's head for your hero point?
Gotta think. How can I get a battalion into the Field of Dreams? How am I going to do that? How am I going to pull that off?
Hear me, and I'm talking just fine. Everybody can hear me
Gotta
just
figure
fine.
something out.
I have to talk louder.
So that's what's going through Xandu's head.
Fair
Is
enough.
he's just sitting there in the back trying to figure out,
I need this.
formulate a plan so that he can get Emmy out of there. Because he's sort of single-minded right now.
Fair enough. Take your hero point, and everybody make a perception check.
Including me?
Including you.
I'm not even in the same.
That is correct.
Where are my buttons?
Oh, Sarah.
What did oh.
And we're just waiting on a Pogue. Or did I get Pogue up here? No, I didn't.
No, you didn't get me yet. Hold on a second.
I don't know if I want to use my hero point for that or not.
Perception?
Perception, yes, please. Okay, so nobody sees this, but everybody feels just like out of nowhere, somebody comes up from behind and grabs, not each and every one of you at once, but like you feel yourself like lifted bodily off the ground. Now everybody make a fortitude save.
I don't know. I don't like where this is going.
Alright, I don't have my stuff in yet, so I get a +1 on that.
Okay. I'm just trying to find the DC. Okay, so did I get all 5 of
9.
us? I got, okay, so you
That should be a
guys, it kind of feels like you get picked up by this invisible force, and then you feel yourself sort of like, almost like you're stuffed into a bag is kind of that feeling. You feel something let go of you, and then you kind of like you fall perhaps like a foot before connecting with something that feels like it's made out of canvas. You guys awaken several hours later. I need to find the player tab. There we go.
All of us?
All 5 of you.
Oh boy.
We are on open initiative as long as it stays like orderly.
Do I have my familiar with? I would assume I would have my familiar with me.
You do not have your familiar with you.
It's dark in here.
It is. It is pitch black. You guys, without making a perception check, you guys know you can feel like wooden like floorboards creak as you shift your weight around, and everybody feels that like all of their gear has suddenly gotten really heavy, and in most cases it's like it's enlarged upon itself. Those of us who wear armor, the armor is like Gimli in Two Towers. Like if you're in chainmail, I know no one is, but like if you're in chainmail, it's like dragging on the floor behind you. You guys find like if you have rings of protection or something, they're all much, much too big for your hands in such a way that you cannot wear them. Like you would try to put it on and it would just like immediately fall off your hand. Same thing with any magic item that has to like occupy a body slot is either it would like fall off your hand, or it would like it's too heavy to put on your neck. All of your weapons, they seem like they've doubled in size.
Wow, okay. Dancing lights?
Sure.
Yep, I'm going to use a prestidigitation to light the area up.
Alrighty. And here's a light for Colin. And here's a light for Lucia.
And iron torch for me.
Alrighty, so everybody who just...
Can I move the light?
You should be able to, yeah. Can you not?
No, I cannot.
During the week, did everyone add a enchantment continual flame to one of your items?
I never think about that one personally.
Well, I did put it in the Discord chat to give everyone a free low-cost magic item.
Fair enough. Yeah, I did not even. All right, so real quick before we go any farther, let me get the lights. Let's have everybody who can see make a perception check. Controlled by all
I'm
players.
guessing I'm not supposed to be able to see.
Oh,
Right.
there we go. That's much better.
All right, so what we got going on here? All right, we're going to start with Pogue. Pogue, you see across the way from you, there's a. It looks like that bartender from way back in the day, but she looks like she's about like 5 years old. Like her clothes that she was wearing in the tavern, she's still wearing her clothes, but they're incredibly baggy out here, almost as if like she had stolen an adult's clothes. You guys, everybody who has a light can see out through windows. There's probably, well, with the exception of Pogue. Pogue is definitely not big enough to see over like out the windows. Pogue's probably like a foot tall. But like Xandu and Lucia and Ennerling, all three of you can look out windows, and there are several windows around you, and you can see there's probably about 4 foot of snow on the ground outside, and there's currently just like worst blizzard of your lives that you've ever seen, just coming down all over the place. It's almost a complete whiteout. Pogue, the bartender sees you, and she goes to turn and like approach you. As she does so, a like monstrous, it kind of looks like a satyr, but it's a lot bigger, and it's got these chains like dragging the ground off its neck, off its wrists, off its like horns. It opens its mouth, and this tongue like kind of like fruit roll-ups its way, I guess, best way to say it, out of its mouth, and like lolls to the side. It grabs the bartender, bites her head off, and disappears. Her dead body slumps to the floor. Everybody probably hears what sounds like a little girl screaming, like literally bloody murder.
Oh, no.
Okay, Xandu's gonna try and figure out where she's at.
I'm going to investigate.
Hang on. Call it first. What'd you say? I dropped my headphone.
Xandu's gonna try and figure out where the sound's coming from, see if he can find a way there.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough to hear. It's coming from like north of you. What'd you say, Donald?
I'm going to follow the noise to see what is going on.
All right.
As much as Lucia, she is a selfish person. She is not going to let a innocent be harmed without them being harmed for a good reason.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, you're free to move.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm.
Let me see. Hang on. Xandu, stop there real quick. I need to. Okay, so I have to like from time to time I have to click on Ennerling's token because Ennerling's got the dark vision, and so he's my like line of sight in the room. Joe, you see what looks like Xandu and now damn it, stop moving. And what looks like Donald move into your line of sight, but they both look like they're about 5 or 6 years old. Their gear like drags along behind them, and you guys are acting as though you are all. If you are wearing armor, you're entangled essentially, because like you're dragging your armor along with you. I think Lucia can see Ennerling. Lucia cannot see Ennerling. Well, Lucia has a torch. Lucia moved her torch. Lucia can see Ennerling, and I know it's wonky for Trollkin because I think you like came to maturity in like
2 years old.
Okay, well he looks like he's about 5. Or in his case, he looks like he's about 6 months. It's weird for Trollkin, but you get the idea.
Knowledge Arcana to figure out what exactly happened, how we got here.
Okay. It was probably something like you obviously were teleported. It's extremely cold where you guys are. You can see snow out the windows. You're definitely not in Kadira anymore. As far as what happened to you, you know there's spells exist that can like mess around with the passage of time, make people like supernaturally age, and like make people like reincarnate themselves as like younger versions of themselves, but specifically you're not sure.
Could I figure out where we are with a knowledge geography, or is it too difficult to guess with the amount of snow buildup?
You can always try.
Okay, yep, I'm going to do that.
Okay. Go ahead and make that roll. Colin,
You're making-
Colin, you see where you move through there. There's no ceiling, and snow has begun to accumulate up in there. You can move where you've moved, but make a fort save because you're like
Gotcha.
the snow is about like chest deep on you. Donald, you're not sure exactly where, but it's certainly extremely farther to the north. Okay, you take.
Okay, so we are north of the Lenorn Kings, or within that the most northern part of the hemisphere.
Give or take. That much non-lethal damage on Colin. Joe, what were you going to say?
I'm gonna do a craft alchemy check to see if my my alchemical items, if they would be like dangerous for me to consume in my current state.
Okay, go for it. You think it would be fine. The bottles are certainly a lot bigger than they were a second ago. It's probably a little comical to see like little like teeny tiny you go grab a potion and like start to chug it. But you imagine it would be fine.
Okay. Then I'm just going to keep my mutagen at the ready, and I'm gonna follow Zandu. I see the snow.
Yeah.
Falling.
And as you move through there, I'm going to slide you back because you would have seen Emeritus.
Oh, okay.
You're free to move. I just, like, I didn't know what you would have seen. Sarah, we haven't heard anything from you yet. It's incredibly dark. You heard a little girl scream out in terror, and I think you're in, like, a chain shirt, right? Of all the characters in the party, I am sure that the Oracle is wearing armor. Your armor is... What are you wearing?
Chainmail.
You're okay, so yeah, your chainmail is like.
Can't hear you.
I think I may have cut out again. Yeah, dude.
Zandu moves on the constraints of the grid. But
I never had any problem with the internet until I started playing on Roll20. Sarah, your chainmail, like I said, it's about like you're dragging it around like oversized pajamas, that kind of thing. You are entangled for sure. Am I coming through? I'm coming through.
Tommy, my token is it is stuck in the wall.
Can you hear me, Donald?
Yeah,
okay, so let me. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Can you move now? It's probably just like you ran into a dynamic lighting like hiccup, I guess.
Probably.
Anyway, so.
Okay, I think I hit into another dying.
Okay, I'm gonna put you down here. You are here now. If you want to move farther up, let me know and I'll move you.
Okay, I'm just going to move up. So, is there a way for me to have a light source on me for our line of sight?
You should be able to move all of the light sources. All right. So when Lucia gets where, no, never mind. You don't see anything. I lied. Now, when Lucia gets where Lucia gets, you see. You didn't really talk to him a whole lot, but when you guys were in the prisons, you had found you'd found a goblin who was a lot more like not stereotypical. We be goblins, you be food, and he was really like he obviously had he'd chosen to serve a higher calling. He has across his breastplate, which is like again, it's massive on him. There are 3 javelins at like a 15 or 20 degree angle from a center one running straight up and down. He has a spear that's now, again, just, comically gigantic on him. He looks at you, and do you speak Goblin?
Nope.
Do you speak Iblodonian?
No.
Then he kind of just cocks his head at you, and you hear, Mac? It's probably really adorable, because Pathfinder goblins are adorable when they're fully grown, so this guy's probably, comically cute.
How adorable. I think we need to find our friends. I do not know where we are. You should accompany me, and I'm going to try to convince them to follow me. So
sounds like diplomacy.
Yep. And it is a skill I am pretty good at, oddly enough.
Boom.
She knows how to order her slaves around.
Yeah. So while he's rolling that, Colin, you see Pogue, and Pogue is probably 1.5 feet tall. Again, same story you've heard everywhere else. Pogue his gear is all just You look like you could probably like take off Pogue's armor, use Pogue's weapon, and like you'd be okay with it because you're about the right size. But on him, it's still just like massively gigantic. You also see the body of a little girl dressed in like a tavern keeper's like attire.
Is there a broken window here?
There's not.
There's
So,
not.
Can I ask you a question back when his goatness jumped in and bit her head off? When you say he looks bigger than normal, was it bigger than normal because of my vantage point, or bigger than normal because even at 1.5 feet, I'm like, that's bigger than normal?
Combination of both. And Donald the Goblin, he doesn't seem to say anything so much as he's just like happy to follow you around. I will let you have control of his token.
Okay, cool. Good. I have someone to protect me and someone to protect.
Yeah.
Pogue, what the hell happened?
She was here, and then this big goat dude, the satyr, except he was like bigger than normal. I mean, bigger than me, being small, bigger, but like, you know, even if I were their normal size, he'd still be bigger than they would normally be. And he's got a tongue that, man, I know somebody who would really like that tongue, but he bit her head off and then disappeared. And that wasn't me screaming, by the way. I don't scream. That's not me.
How did he get in here? Where did he go?
I don't know. Because he just appeared and then disappeared, and the DM didn't say what happened. So
you can make a knowledge check if you'd like.
I can make a knowledge check if I'd like. Sure. Any particular knowledge check? Or just...
It's up to you.
Okay.
Don't feel chime in.
I'm going to pick.
Fair enough.
Oh, of course, hold on a second. Little macros thing.
So me and the goblin, we follow along to the path, and we meet up with Papa Emeritus.
You do see him, yeah. The goblin has dark vision, so...
Knowledge Arcana 26.
You believe that it dimension doored in and out, Van?
Oh, okay. So I think the dude probably had some magic to open up and jump out. You know, like the thing that Lucia does in Wizards, they just appear and then just the dimension thing and popped in, bit her head off and left. So I'm good, he's gone.
Wonderful. Now we don't know when he's going to be coming back or where he's going to be coming back.
Yeah, because if he bit her head off because he's hungry, we're not exactly, meal-sized morsels at the moment, so...
Pogue, if you wouldn't mind, could I borrow your weapons? I think they might be the right size for me.
Okay. I hand him my short sword. I'm going to keep my dagger because I figure I can wield that as a sword, right?
Yes, and you still take a neg-2 on it because it's like it's still
Made
awkwardly sized. Yeah, but like technically speaking, it's a short sword on you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that just a regular short sword I've gotten?
Oh no, all my shit's custom. It's made for halflings.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Me, Papa, and the goblin, we see our Tolkien friend and join up with them.
You do. You also see on the let me see who sees the goblin. He sees over here. Looks like the roof is caved in a little bit to your left. Sarah can see it for sure, where the tile is kind of like gray, and there's like about chest high on all of you. To the goblin, it's over his head, but like snow has built up in there. You can see that somebody has like swam, like you know how it is when snow is super deep and you have to move through it like that through it, but it's still like unless you're flying over, you're walking through snow.
It's a shame. It's a shame that I did not prepare any fire cantrips, or this would be quite a useful cantrip to use.
Fair enough. Joe, you probably hear all of the conversations that have gone on, and you definitely see Lucia, the goblin from the prisons, and Emeritus, all three behind you. And now you see the body of a dead tavern keeper.
I recognize the tavern keeper.
Yeah, more or less. You recognize the clothes for sure. She, again, it's like a little tiny kid, but other than that, yeah, you get it.
Yeah, I just look up at him and go, "Yep, her." So you think it is?
Yeah, okay. Wait a minute.
Wait. One of my favorite bartenders dead. This can't be. This has to be a nightmare.
And now that you guys are all together, you guys all see that everybody has shrunk down to, like, you look like little 5 or 6 year old kids. And yeah, Joe, you see what you see over there.
Except for Pogue, who already looked like a 5 or 6 year old kid.
Let's see. I want to. Would it be knowledge arcana to figure out what is going on here?
Yeah, you could roll that.
Okay. Enderling sees the dead body of the barkeep.
Mm.
He's not happy about that. Jeez. The dynamic lighting is not helpful. Well, it is, but it's not helpful when you're...
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink my mutagen.
Okay. Everybody sees Enderling picks up again the bottle. He probably has to like two-hand the bottle to get it up and like balance it as he's drinking the fluid.
I am ridiculously large still for my size.
You are you are about the size of a 5 or 6 year old human child. So you're about, I don't know how big the average 5-year-old kid is, but that's everybody's about there except Pogue, who is about a foot tall. Donald, you definitely know you've been magically your age has been regressed somehow. You don't know how, you don't know what, but something for sure.
So definitely powerful magic is played at work.
Like I said before at the beginning, it's to the point where you have been reduced in size, but your gear has not. So if you're wearing armor, you're automatically entangled. Magic items that the luck stone is fine because it doesn't occupy a body slot, but rings of protection, amulets of natural armor, blase all cease to function, and your weapons are now one size category too big for you.
Okay, so for a medium-sized creature, we would be size small, and small would be small to tiny-ish.
Yep, that's right. Pogue is tiny, so Pogue technically has to enter somebody's square to attack without a reach weapon. Same with that goblin.
When I drink my mutagen?
You go back to medium. Yeah.
Okay. What about
I would.
Your gear does not. Your gear remains. Well, you actually grow back into your gear. Yeah. Okay.
I would tell everyone powerful magic is at play with. Whoever brought us here wanted to have an advantage in size compared to us.
I have a guess as to who that might be based on what Pogue saw.
So what do you see, my friend?
Speaking of that, I did a knowledge arcana check to see if I could identify the creature, specifically one who can cast Dimension Door.
Okay, I see it.
Pogue brought up.
You know, Xandu knows that you're not sure where you are again, but in the northern mountains of Varisia and in the lands of the Lenorm Kings and Irison and even up into the crown of the world, there's stories of around the time of the winter solstice, a long time ago, to raise morale in local communities, these druids summoned this fae from the first world, and the idea behind it was supposed to go out amongst the people, and it would reward people who have been good throughout the year with gifts, and if you were bad, it would attack you. And as the years went on, it became corrupt, and eventually it kills the druids, and it sees everybody as bad, and just kind of angry little children, more or less.
Is this creature called Krampus?
This creature is called Krampus.
Oh boy.
There's no way that I'm going to have a session come out on Christmas Eve and not try to do a Christmas one-shot somehow.
Okay, Krampus. Would Lucia heard of the name Krampus before?
With a knowledge check, perhaps.
Let's see. What would be the appropriate knowledge check? Would knowledge history?
You can. All of the knowledge checks are appropriate ish. Like if you tried to roll like knowledge geography for this, you're probably getting nowhere. But like you can work off pretty much whatever.
Okay, knowledge history.
Okay. Van knows pretty much you guys pretty much know everything that that I told Colin, but Van's like he's a little more like solid in the fact that like he knows this is Krampus. This is a creature that it comes around once a year and it sees everybody as just like petulant little children, and it started out as like he would just take like bits of branches and stuff and like whip you, but now he kills and eats people. You know, Pogue knows that Krampus has the ability to regress anybody that he stuffs into this bag that he carries around into a child.
So was that Krampus that Dimension Doored in?
Yes, that was Krampus, yeah.
Do I know how to make him appear?
You know it's probably not the best idea to make him appear. There's no like Beetlejuice, that kind of thing. But right. He just kind of like, in Tales of the Far North, he shows up once a year and used to reward people who were good with candy and stuff and people who were bad with switching. But now he just shows up and kills everybody.
Jeez, I was good this year. I'm saving saving her butt and her cousin and what the? I thought this was just. I thought this was just one of those fetishes that the nobles had. Oh God. Oh.
Poe, we remember for every single myth and lore out there, there is at least some. There is a bit of truth to everything that is passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, but it's one thing to have an old guy say, "Hey, bend me over and pretend you're Krampus and whip me. I've been bad this year." Like that's one thing. This is different.
Poe, I do not know what type of clientele you had, but
Your type.
So you guys begin to have that talk, and you guys see that the man who had tieflinged out from old age, as he still has like tiefling horns and stuff, but he has regressed like you guys fully to a child. He doesn't say anything because like the process of him becoming a tiefling was alchemical in nature, and then his body got regressed, so he goes to open its mouth and he's kind of just like garbled demonic speech with like teeth and tongues and stuff that like aren't capable of supporting humanoid speech, more or less. He doesn't like, he realizes that he can't be heard. He realizes that he can be heard. He doesn't realize
is he speaking infernal?
He's speaking like a weird pidgin of infernal, demonic, and like gibberish because his throat and mouth no longer possess the capability to form speech.
I know Abyssal and Infernal, so could I make out some words?
Just kind of like the same stuff you guys are saying. Colin, you don't know how to regress everybody back to normal size.
I tried.
My guess, the only way, if you're dealing with a powerful creature known as Krampus, one of two things we have to do. We have to find some means in this place to get out, or deal with Krampus, whichever of the two come first.
So what would happen if Krampus comes through the dimension door and then we go out the dimension door?
Dimension door doesn't work like that. It's not like gate. Nothing stays open. He kind of just like appears out of thin air and then disappears into thin air, more or less.
So it's a real dimension door, not a gate type thing.
Right.
All right.
I am going to cast Comprehend Languages to understand what this kid is saying.
Okay. You can get a little more. You can. It's still like, well. Let me read that. Okay, so he's just kind of going on about like how he's lost and confused and where we are, or like where are we rather, that kind of thing. He sees the dead barkeep at his feet and he doesn't seem to care. He's just kind of like, he knows who Emeritus, well, he probably doesn't recognize Emeritus. He knows who Enterling, Pogue, and Lucia are because Enterling, Pogue, and Lucia freed him from a prison Well, he probably knows who Emeritus is even without the corpse paint because he did try to kill him. Yeah. He's just kind of like following along behind people he recognizes. Just like a mouthful of questions, essentially. Where are we? How did we get here? How do we get back our bodies?
So, who actually know Krampus in the group? Just for what knowledge they know?
Van rolled considerably high on knowledge history.
Okay. What do you know about Krampus? Are we in his plane? What do you know of him exactly?
I guess we're in his bag.
I didn't think about that though. That would have been pretty good.
Aren't we?
You guys, you know from the knowledge history check, Krampus doesn't necessarily have like a realm or anything. He's not like deity powerful. He's just a really powerful fae. Well, former fae. I think he's a monstrous humanoid now. Yeah, but you guys imagine you've just been taken to some shack somewhere really far north, and he's gonna like this is where he's storing things that he's going to eat eventually. Essentially.
Jesus.
Now that Enderling's medium again, he's going to take the barkeep's body and like put her in his meat barrel.
All right. We will. She is in your inventory.
And I'm going to continue this way.
All right. So you there, like I said,
you see Sean Bean.
You see Sean Bean, yeah. I didn't realize he looked that much like Sean Bean. But that room looks to be kind of like a quickly added church. Well, more like a chapel, I guess, rather, tacked onto the building. Like, you can see stone floors. You can see, like, the walls don't quite line up around, like, right yonder where the stairs hit. The man is standing on what he appears to be standing on. He sees you, but he doesn't say anything. He's dressed in, like, brown and black colored robes. He kind of, like, he doesn't look like a cleric so much as he looks like a priest.
The man, as in
the man. No, that's Sarah. That's Sarah's new token. It's something that Enderling sees. You step into the room, Joe, and like as soon as you get up those stairs, you can feel the crunch of like something under your feet. You look down and you see there's all these little tiny like skulls and ribs and finger bones and toes and stuff like that. They're probably about like halfway to your ankle, and they cover the floor pretty consistently, except for where he is standing.
Okay. Well, I've taken my mutation. I've done it.
Okay. I believe.
What's my bonus on stealth?
It would. You guys are like in. Like game terms, you guys just have a -2 on your strength. Joe doesn't anymore because he went back to medium, but like you don't get the bonus to your dex from going down a size. It's just not like reduced person. It should be bad for you. Also, like personally, when I was a little kid, I was much less dexy than I am now. So like you guys just have a neg on your strength.
Okay.
Lucia and Xandu, you both see what I described to Joe, and you both like you start crunching through what you imagine are the bones of little children.
Edgen is what?
You about like halfway up. Well, not for you. You're shorter, so it's probably more like for you. It's probably like halfway up your shin, actually, and Lucia too. You begin like as you move into this. It looks like a chapel that's been attached to this like weird looking shack. Essentially, you begin to like crunch through little ribs and little skulls of various humanoids, little like finger bones, and in some cases maybe even like an entirely intact hand or foot.
Oh, lovely.
The man sees you and he turns, but he doesn't say anything. He kind of has that, like, the smile you see on the token is the smile that you see, like, on his face, just kind of like, I just can't not see Sean Bean now, but you get it.
Does he look like Clark Gable?
Nope, Sean Bean.
Okay.
Okay.
He intends to farm.
Oh,
that means he has to die.
Hang on. Joe first. Wait.
And he's going to like enter and just kind of like raise his like arm up and point at him and just, you will tell me what I am doing here and why there are all of these dead children everywhere before you join them.
Okay. do you speak? Does anybody in the party speak? Well, Xandu does. Xandu casts comprehend languages, but Xandu just hears it. He starts to speak in Hallett, which is the language they speak in, like, Irison, the realm of the Maneth Lords, that part of the world. And then he stops himself and he explains that you have been brought here at the whims of his lord and master Krampus, and you have the honor of essentially, like, by being sacrificed to Krampus and by getting all the, like, petulant little children from the south who weren't happy with the leadership they had and wanted to take more than they deserved. There's enough going on there, and if he can get enough sacrifices, he's trying to raise Krampus into divinity. He's trying to make at least an imperial lord, at most, like, a true god. He continues to just kind of, like, smile, that, like, shit-eating grin he has on his face.
Am I the only one who understands this?
Everybody does. He switches over to common. It's just, like,
Okay.
it's really, really heavily accented. At the same time, a light appears next to him.
Okay.
So, that kind of answers my question.
Mm-hmm.
Sense motive to see if he intends us harm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. I already did.
Oh, I see.
Right there.
My bad.
Right.
I don't have that open. Yeah,
like I said,
he himself intend you harm, though he looks like he can defend himself. It's more like you guys are going to wait here until Krampus eats you and becomes a god, more or less, is what's going on.
Oh boy.
I'm not really down with that.
Okay.
Good to know.
Lucia doesn't enjoy being eaten as much as she did enjoy her visit to Gep and spending time with the undead there. Cannibalism is not a thing that Lucia cannot dick.
Fair enough. He don't eat too much, man.
Who
We're
was
still going to
making
talk
that
about.
sound? Was that a soundboard, or was that somebody eating something?
That's. I think you might.
That was me. No, that was me crunching bones. Sorry.
We don't have a soundboard now.
Very immersive. Very immersive.
Man, I picked chicken
Yeah,
nuggets
he's
to
going
eat
to.
because I thought that'd be quiet.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I forgot to mute. Sorry.
Emily is going to approach him.
Okay.
Look him in the eyes. Do you fear death?
He laughs in your face.
His face. What's the light doing? What is this light?
It seems to be just, like, hovering next to his shoulder. It doesn't look unlike dancing lights or the light cantrip or anything like that.
I'm going to
You
do
need
a.
quick knowledge check.
I'm going to do a spellcraft to know what it is.
Okay, sure.
I did a knowledge arcana to know what it is. So.
All right. Both of you know that. Well, let me see what you rolled. Xandu didn't roll for that. You guys, you both rolled 21s. Nice. That's exactly what you needed. You like, definitely Enterling for sure. As you guys get really close, well, as Enterling gets really close, you can see there's kind of like, it almost looks like a skull inside the light, kind of just like rolling around, looking at the party, at the cleric, at all this other stuff. It's trying to disguise itself, but you guys just barely sniff out that is not the light cantrip. That is a will-o-wisp.
Okay.
It appears to have, like, just kind of, like, come in out of invisibility from nowhere, and you guys know, like, will-o-wisps are drawn to the, like, strong psychic emanations of creatures that are terrified, and you imagine there's a lot of people, like, who are super terrified as they get regressed into children and then eaten by a creature from legend, so you imagine this place is probably, like, a hot spot for the will-o-wisp.
Okay. Is the do I know how, like, strong a will-o-wisp is?
You know, I don't want to say it in, like, metagame terms. You know, like, they can fight, they can defend themselves. You know that it's immune to magic. It's immune to all spells and spell-like abilities that allow spell resistance except for maze and magic missile. You know, it just kind of has to, like, fly up and tap you, and it can shock you. It can heal itself in the presence of creatures that are dying or subject to a fear effect, that kind of thing. You imagine, like, if everybody was at full strength, you'd be all right. as it stands now, you know, like this thing can definitely defend itself. You know, it can just like wink in and out of invisibility at will. They're not necessarily like, they're evil creatures for sure, but they're not like maliciously evil. They might not necessarily like just descend upon you and start like eating your flesh. But they're, like I said, they're drawn to places where people are afraid. So if someone were to lose their cool, that might provoke it.
So you're saying it would if I were to teach this man what for, would it go to his defense?
You're not sure. You don't know if they're working together. It's like, given a will-o-wisp and how like mysterious they are, it's almost just as likely to where if the man got scared, the will-o-wisp might attack him.
Okay. Well, that's good. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, it's not exactly like when I take Master Chemist, when I shift, when I Jekyll and Hyde, Captain Chaos's alignment is like chaotic evil towards chaotic neutral.
Mm.
So, and that's what I'm kind of moving towards right now, because at 7th level I'll become a Master Chemist.
Okay.
So right now, probably Enderling's floating between neutral good and chaotic neutral.
Okay.
In his alignment feelings.
Fair enough.
Tommy, to know more about the Will-o-wisp and how to overcome its immunities, what knowledge roll would that be? Knowledge Arcana?
Is that the 21-year-old up there? No, that's not.
No, that's the study spellcraft. So what type of creature are the Will-o-wisp?
You're not sure without a check. You can try to make a knowledge check and it'll like go where it goes.
Okay, so knowledge Arcana for the purpose of it.
Okay.
I know what they are.
Go ahead and roll on them. At 12, you know pretty much everything that I told Joe. Some of it is a little shakier for you. Like you might believe like it doesn't necessarily wink in and out of invisibility so much as it like plane shifts back to wherever it came from. You don't really know any weaknesses. You guys.
How about Pogue?
Pogue?
Same thing as Joe?
Did you get the same roll as Joe? Joe got a little
19.
more. Okay, so you're about on the same level as Joe. Pogue and Enderling both, like, you both know it speaks Common, and Pogue might know Aklo as a language, like, not like on your character sheet, but like know it exists, whereas Enderling probably, well, no, Enderling hangs out with the Fae. Enderling knows what Aklo is. You know it speaks Common and it speaks Aklo. And it's like, it's intelligent.
Okay. Can I, being as small as I am and Enderling as big as he is, can I actually sneak in his space?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I'm snuck under. I'm going to move my guy to the side, but I'm in the same space as him, basically.
Okay. The man
Right.
appears to see you. He kind of like, he leans over, not like real hard over, but he leans over a little bit to the left, just kind of like how you would do like when you have like, if everyone except for Joe is about as big as a 6-year-old, you're probably like human child that is just kind of barely able to walk, I guess. Yeah. And he kind of just like leans over like you would when like a kid is playing hide and seek, but you're like totally sure that that kid is there and you're just kind of like patronizing him, just hello. He doesn't say hello, but that's what he does.
Right. So I look up at him and I put my finger to my lips and I go, shh.
What languages did he speak?
Common and Aklo.
I'm talking about the guy.
Oh, the guy, he started in Hollet, which is, again, it's the language they speak in Irison.
Okay.
And then he switched back to Common. It's just like he has a really, really thick Hollet, which is like a really thick Russian accent, essentially. Sarah, we haven't heard a lot from you. Is there anything you want to do? You see everything. You hear everything. You probably don't quite see the bones yet, but you definitely hear the sounds of bones, like, crunching. This guy would have followed you. Yeah.
At this point, I'm probably just sitting and observing for right now, because I know that the will-o-wisp is kind of finicky and it might get spooked. So I'm probably
The will-o-wisp will not get spooked so much as if you get spooked, it will attack you. Imagine like you know how they say you're not supposed to run from a dog because the dog will think you're playing and it'll chase you? Is that kind of thing.
Can I make a bluff to try and convince him to... Not convince him, but try and trick him into letting up on one of Krampus's weaknesses?
You can certainly try.
Tommy,
Okay.
is it possible for me to know how many bodies have been sacrificed in this room so far to have a rough idea how much progress is left for Krampus to become a divine figure?
You would certainly need to check. I don't necessarily want to say perception.
Knowledge, religion?
Yeah, religion is probably good. Go for it. Colin, the man doesn't say anything. What you now know is a will-o-wisp. Like, it has the feeling it's been found out. So you guys all see, essentially, it kind of looks like I can't think of the name of the moon god. Like, Grotus, I think is his name. Yeah, like Grotus's holy symbol, just a moon with, like, a skull face on it. That's essentially what's going on here, except it radiates light like a torch. Donald, you're not entirely sure because, like, you would have to stop and reconstruct bodies, right? But Krampus has certainly been hard at work. If you were, like, to get back to the rebellion or anywhere in pretty much on Galarion, and, like, you hear that somebody has gone missing, again, especially, like, where you've come from, like, it stands to reason that he or she, has probably gone missing because Krampus has taken them. You're not sure how close, but we're definitely not at the beginning as far as, like, how far to get Krampus to become a god.
So I get nothing from that 24, huh?
You do not.
Darn.
Okay, Enderling, I asked him if he fears death. I'm going to make an intimidate check.
Okay.
To demoralize him.
Gotcha.
And ask him that, and point at the will-o'-the-wisp and tell him that I can make it happen. I can make him fear death if he wants me to. Well, it doesn't matter if he wants me to. I want him to.
All right.
I'm going to use my hero point to reroll that right now.
While this is going on, I'm using my cantrip detect magic on the man in front of me to see what type of aura he irradiates.
All right. Well, there you go. Okay. The man...
He becomes shaken and he's attacked by a will-o'-wisp.
Yeah, more or less. Lucia, you detect... I'm really not familiar with my schools of magic. A lot of, like, transmutation, abjuration, I think, is what you see the most on, like, if somebody has an enhancement bonus on their gear or rings of protection or stuff like that. He obviously, like, he radiates enough magic auras to where, what am I trying to say? He radiates enough magic auras to where, like, you get the feeling he's, like, got full gear, essentially. He's not just some guy who's wandered in. But now he is shaken, and now the will-o'-wisp will attack him.
Okay,
if we want to turn this into initiative, we can turn this into initiative. If you guys want to turn this into a bar brawl.
I tell Xandu this in a quiet whisper. He is equipped. We should be careful at this getting to a fight.
It definitely, yeah, it gets into a fight. That's if we were running the like torn asunder rules. It's a touch attack, so that's definitely 15 over. Or not, but just for my own and for like Joe's, like for our own egos, it would have been somewhere on his eight. So like one of his legs would get the shit shocked out of it.
Leg would have been removed.
Yeah, by electric, it just explodes. The will-o'-wisp definitely like flies into his chest and shocks the bejesus out of him. He is like, he's not super affected. It definitely hurts. He definitely probably like a little bit as this thing collides with him. And he is gonna, what am I gonna do? He's gonna move. Well, no, he's not. He's just gonna like, I think he can just deal with it. He seems to like, he's gonna back away from the will-o'-wisp. He can go back here.
That provokes.
Okay, sure. Roll. Does everybody want to go into combat? Because in that case, we're rolling initiative.
Yes.
I guess so.
Sure.
All right, roll initiative, guys.
Oh, baby.
All
Okay,
right.
18. I rolled quite well.
I don't know how to add something to initiative.
Just left click on the token, and then there should be a option to add token.
I should be taking a neg on my dex. That should be added one. That should be a 12.
Okay, got it.
I had to apply
My
large person.
initiative should be 19 due to size bonus.
All right, can you select it on your token so you go in there?
I thought you said we didn't get size bonus on initiative.
Oh yeah. No, you wouldn't. Your dex isn't any different. That's right.
I thought being from a medium to
And that's right. Reduced person does normally make your dex go up, but and technically that's what
that's
Krampus
not what I'm
does.
talking about. That's not Enlarged person lowers my dexterity, but because I'm going to medium size,
You're just going back to your normal character sheet.
yes.
But I'm saying for Donald, Donald is saying his is higher, but I'm saying that I took off everything on Krampus's regression ability that would help you essentially.
Right, because we're babies.
Oh,
We're
okay,
babies now.
okay, got it. So all the bonuses from the size modifiers from the regression, I can apply to my things then.
There are no bonuses for you to add.
You don't
Nope.
get the bonuses.
Right.
Okay,
Because the dexterity bonuses are offset by the fact that we're little children that are like in our bodies, and we don't have the dexterity that we would have grown into over time.
Correct. So let me get this to where it's
So-
ascending. What
So
am I
for
doing?
so for combat, I don't apply any of the modifiers for size then.
Correct.
No.
I don't know why I'm having so much problems. Okay, Xandu is first. Everybody, real quick. Well, not everybody. Lucia, Emeritus, and Xandu, all three. Lucia, Emeritus, and Xandu, all three make make perception checks.
I am not in the turn order.
What's your initiative?
18.
18. Yeah, I can add you real quick. It's gonna look a little awkward, but okay, there you go. You should be there now, right? Yeah.
I cannot edit it.
Okay.
Just move Xandu to the bottom.
Yeah, I hit descending accidentally. You're in there. Oh, whoops.
I can't edit my initiative.
Did you say 18?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're good.
So is it what save?
Perception check. From Sarah and Colin and you. Did I get Sarah's? I think I did, yeah. Okay, so you guys, you notice that the lights you had cast as, like, things start to get hairy, the lights that you cast all kind of, like, they begin to, like, rotate at awkward angles, and, like, they rotate to face you, and as they face you, a skull face, like, appears on them, and you get the feeling that at some point, without your knowledge, your light cantrips had been dispelled. Gross.
Secretly,
You get the feeling your light cantrips had been secretly dispelled and replaced with will-o-wisps. Before we go with Xandu, actually, Ennerling
Are they going
did.
to attack the priest?
They might. Joe did have an attack of opportunity from the guy backing up, so we'll do that before we start initiative.
do I get one too?
You do not. Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you have to be in his square because you're tiny.
Oh, bastard.
Your threat
Okay.
range is 0.
I thought you were in his square. That's
No,
what you
but
No,
I
he'd
was
have to
in
be
the
in the
guy's
square of the thing he's
I was
attacking.
under Enderling's
Oh.
legs. Yeah, so I have to be in the square.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fine,
go
that
ahead and
works.
roll, Joe.
Should be 1 second.
Now I have to dig out a cleric out of nowhere. I should have known this guy was going to get attacked. Why did I not know this guy was going to get attacked? That does not hit.
No, that's not right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Tommy, whenever you have a NPC in front of us,
Assume someone's going to get
actually,
mad and
yeah.
attack it.
Oh,
Yes.
no, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, it doesn't hit.
doesn't hit.
Does
Okay.
not hit. Now we're going to go ahead and go to Colin.
Wait, no, that is not right. Would a 26 hit? That should be 3 higher.
One sec, let me...
It's not applying my new bonuses from enlarged person, or not enlarged person, from bull strength and my rage mutation moved up. I need to edit those.
Gotcha. Yeah, it doesn't hit. 26 does not quite get there. You hit him, but you, like, whatever it is you're biting, so your mouth kind of, like, slows down as it hits, like a force field, essentially, and it just, like, you lose enough momentum to where it, like, glances off.
Okay.
Alright, Colin, you are up.
Oh wait, he takes a -2 on his AC, Tommy.
He does.
He's shaken.
So you had a 26.
Yep.
Still doesn't quite get there.
What's his AC, like 150?
Well, the 26 would, if I say it doesn't quite get there, and his armor class is 150.
All right. First things first, sense motive to see if the will-o-wisps that showed up by us are planning to attack us or the guy.
Okay, go for it.
16.
You aren't entirely sure. The analogy of like don't run from a dog because the dog will think you're playing and chase you is really, really good for a will-o-wisp. Actually, I just kind of stumbled into that, but I really like it. You imagine that these guys, like they're smart enough to know that fresh meat has been brought to like Krampus' house essentially, and they've started following you under the impression of like sooner or later they're going to be able to feed off your fear, and then like here comes a fight, and the guy back there is shaken, so.
Gotcha.
You're not sure. They're not necessarily like a neutral party in the fight, but they're not necessarily against you. But again, if you were to like start being afraid of something, or start to like get shaken or something like that, then that would definitely change.
All right, so this guy is exactly 35 feet away from me.
Okay.
Which I think means I get to use one of my new spells.
Woohoo! And which new spell would that be?
I just gotta check the range on it
Gotcha.
before I cast it, because it'll throw the rolls out there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is exactly 35 feet.
Alrighty.
All right.
Donald, the will-o-wisps are small. Weird, I thought they would have been tiny if not diminutive. Anyway.
Okay, I was just asking when it comes to AOO, A attack of opportunities.
They're probably like tiny flavor-wise, but small for the purpose of them being combat viable. But anyway, what is Xandu doing?
Ooh, wait, I have a better idea. Hang on. Sorry, I don't mean to be holding up.
You're fine.
Too many new spells at once.
Yeah.
Because I got my bloodline spell, and then a second level spell, then a first level spell, and then an additional first level spell for favored class. So it's like, whoa, I gotta keep up with all this.
Spellcaster problems.
You said this guy's probably a cleric, right? Darn, there goes my idea. Oh well. So with that, Burning Arc it is.
Alrighty.
I am only going to be targeting him, not any of the will-o-wisps with it.
Okay.
That is a fantastic spell. I actually have it in my Withered Tome.
I'm actually not familiar with it. Okay, so it's like a little baby chain lightning to fire damage. Am I reading that right? Yeah, I am. Okay. So we're just targeting him. The will save. The reflex save is 17. Okay. He will try to dodge the Gout of Flame. He is taking a -2 on that because he is afraid of the scary troll kid. The giant scary troll kid. This is weird. Anyway, okay, yeah, you get him. He 19 fire damage. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh yeah.
His like I said, his robe is kind of like browns and blacks, kind of like fur colored almost, and it probably, like, not mechanically, but it probably like catches fire. Is out of nowhere this little Varisian kid just like boom fire at him. He's got a look on his face, kind of like
no motions, no nothing, just looks at him and fire.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, can I have Lucia and let's also have Emeritus, both of you make Knowledge Arcana checks. I forgot about that. Alright, Sarah has no idea how Xandu was able to cast what he just cast. He just kind of like looked at the man, and then suddenly fire bursts forth from his hands.
Do I get to make a knowledge arcana check too?
You don't, because you're not right next to him.
Oh, okay.
But Lucia,
24.
I don't know if we've discussed this already, but we're going to discuss it now again. You've never seen a psychic caster in real life before. You know that like people can harness their brain power and like turn it into magical abilities. Like a wizard would get their magical abilities from study, and a witch would get it from a patron, and a cleric would get it from service to a god, things like that. By that same token, Xandu doesn't necessarily like appear to be what you might consider to be a psychic, but you get the feeling that's how Xandu is casting his spells. But enough about that. Are you done with your turn, Xandu?
Yes, and I was realizing I should have done something else first. Oh well.
That's fine. We'll go to the Will-O-Wisps. The Will-O-Wisps are going to converge on him. The man, I have one more, don't I? Yeah. Like, the man begins to, like, he's used to having control of the situations and, like, toying with people that have turned into children, essentially. And he can, like, you guys can see that he's prepared to handle himself, but not necessarily prepared to handle the situation that he's been put in.
Henry just laughs maniacally. Just have fun.
I gotta find the Will-O-Wisp stat block. I lost it. Here it is. Okay, I see it.
How injured is the man at the moment?
He's not happy. That's for sure. I have 4.
So he's a bit injured at the moment, I would assume.
One of them just not one.
Bloodied though.
Yeah. I think all of those connect, but that one doesn't connect. So what's going to happen is this one here, the one I moved back and forth, that one, it goes to attack him and it turns around to face Annerling. And like, you're not sure how, you're not sure why, but it appears to have, like it's more interested in fighting you guys now. However, he is still going to take a lot of electricity damage. Okay, got it.
How injured is he after that?
I'm doing the math, hang on. Okay, so that is their turn. Lucia, you're up.
Okay.
I don't know why it says you have a 36 on your initiative, because that's weird. But
odd. Anyway, I'm going to use one of the new spells I actually picked up called Bone Shaker. So I'm going to do a touch range attack on the man I've been surrounded by the. You're seeing me. I'm going to attack him. So 12. Does that beat his touch AC?
Looks like, but I was just fucked up because he looked like a
Tell me you're muted.
ugly bear.
Hello?
Yeah, hang on, I was getting there. I don't think a 12 does.
How injured is he? I don't want to use my hero point too early.
He's not happy, that's for sure. It looks like he's got a lot to go as far as hit points go.
Should I use my hero point now, or
you can go ahead and ask your question if it wasn't making fun of me for having this fucking creepy thing right here. Because that's what I thought was going on too.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
What I was gonna do
so
we can go ahead and ask, that's fine.
I failed to grab the man and
that would have been a good idea.
wasted a spell.
That was the perception check. I'm sorry, Donald, I cut out. What's up?
Oh, I failed to hit him, so
are you gonna use your hero point?
I wasted a spell, so
okay. What did you cast?
End my turn. Oh, Bone Shaker. It's a necromancy spell.
Fair enough. All right, so it goes to him. He is going to roll to cast defensively. I gotta find mine. There it is. Okay, so I think that's just. I always screw this up. I don't know why I can't keep these straight.
You just
add my caster level, right?
And it's 20 plus the spell level to cast defensively.
Okay. So then he succeeds. Yeah, he succeeds. Okay, so
It's a first level spell?
It's 15 plus double the spell level. So
Oh.
so actually he might fail. Yeah, okay, he fails. He fails wide. You guys see he begins chanting in Hallit and he holds his hands out. Xandu understands him as just kind of like trying to compose himself and trying just like bow before the might of Krampus as he holds his hands out, but it does not work out for him so well, and it's going to provoke from one of them has turned to his side from that nat 1, but 3 of them are going to attack, and all of them connect. The one at your like 11 o'clock.
So this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He might just die to the will-o-wisps. Plus nothing. Okay, so he takes that much more damage. Okay. But he is not happy. I don't think, does he have any means of recourse here? Can I 5-foot step anywhere? Yeah.
Step forward.
Yeah. I think he just has to pass. Yep. Okay, Sarah, you're on.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled a 12, Tommy. Remember that.
Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. Joe is on. And I will change the initiative real quick.
Okay, can I move into that will-o-the-wisp square?
Does
he mind?
This one probably minds.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
But the other 3, they're counted as small, but I'm gonna say you can move into their squares because they're the size of torchlights.
Can I move here?
That's fine.
Okay. And I'm gonna full attack.
All right. Man, you guys are gonna get a lot of experience. This isn't cool. You guys are gonna share the experience with those will-o-wisps, and they're all gonna take like wizard levels.
They'll become my friends.
They'll join the rebellion.
As I sow fear throughout the land.
What is
Yeah.
their best stat is their dex? They all become rogues.
Okay, that's added +3, so that's a 24 to hit.
Okay, 24 doesn't hit.
He is flanked and shaken.
Right.
I'm sure with Mufasa words, these will become the allies.
So wait a minute. What's he hit? What was it that he rolled? A 26?
I think he rolled a 26. Yeah.
24.
24.
24, 18, 22.
And I'm flanked and shaken. So
Would a +1 help or not?
I don't think it would. I'm pretty sure it's close, but you said your highest was a 24. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
24,
Yeah.
21 plus 30.
A lot of those come really close, but again, just kind of glance off.
Oh, I rolled that a bunch of times. I didn't mean to roll that. It was actually 1 second. 24, and then a 26 to hit.
Okay. Still doesn't quite get there.
All right, so
18.
18 doesn't get there either.
Yeah, and then the rest of those are ones I accidentally clicked.
Gotcha.
So I have a question. For
Yes,
the
sir.
20s, on the 20s, can I use Timely Inspiration?
You're certainly welcome to.
All right, I want to use Timely Inspiration on the 26.
Okay. And then you roll like a d6, add that to the damage roll. Is that right?
No, he just gets a +1 for every 5 caster levels, which for me is just
Is the door
1.
shut, Sarah?
So
Yeah, it's
27.
really fucking loud.
A 27 is tied to Defender.
Okay, so he has an armor class of 31. That's good to know.
It's specifically number showing the door.
Is that all, Joe?
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, what you got?
I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon and put it right here.
Okay.
Right here. Oh, wait. Right.
Alrighty. I guess we'll just grab a sword token real quick. But it has to look cool.
Yeah, it's fine. That's important. The first one looked pretty cool.
You want that one?
That's fine.
Alright. I'll let you put it wherever. You have control of it in 2 seconds. Why can't I only put tokens under control of me, Joe, or everyone? That's so weird. Oh, here we go. Because I couldn't scroll. Alright, Sarah, you have the sword.
If I move the sword, like, here, hypothetically, would it bother the will-o-wisp?
That will-o-wisp was hostile to you guys, yeah. And you wouldn't be moving it so much as it spawns somewhere.
Okay.
You can move it later, but...
Well, can I put it there?
That's fine, yeah, it can start. Blah, it can be summoned there.
I guess I'll attack the doodly dude.
Alrighty.
Let's see. I'll check how much damage they do. wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop that. Pretend I didn't roll
A random
this.
D10.
That's not what I wanted to do.
That's probably not what we want to roll for attacks, though.
Here we go. Here it comes.
D20 plus Cha.
Oh, I have to roll this.
Yeah, you have to hit him first, yeah.
That probably doesn't hit.
Nope, it misses very
Oh
wide.
my gosh.
He dodges it with no problem.
Now you're just rubbing it in.
Yeah. We can also rub in the fact that OBS is set to where it had higher priority on the the NPC Codex PDF for him than it did for anybody else for probably about 15 minutes. I'll show you guys the picture in Discord when we get done. It's rough. But anyway, he done, Sarah.
Yeah, it is pretty rough,
It
though.
is super rough. Anyway, it is on Pogue. What's up, Pogue?
All right, so I have a question first, just on the mechanics. If I want to do a help action, I can help somebody attack, right? Or no?
I think, hang on. Let me take a look. I'm actually not familiar with that at all. I don't know what that says about the play groups.
Aid another?
Aid another? The only time we ever do aid another is out here is when we're all like making perception checks. It's a standard action. You make an attack roll against AC 10. If you succeed, your friend gains either a +2 bonus on his next attack or a +2 bonus to his AC against that opponent's next attack of your choice, as long as the attack comes before the beginning of your next turn.
Okay, so I am going to... I have to... What is it again I'm rolling?
You make an attack roll against an armor class of 10.
Okay. So, I will do that. And I guess there'll be a -2 on this.
Yeah, that gets there. We are aiding Interling's next attack against the priest. Is that right?
And he gets a +4.
Alrighty, because you have helpful. Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty, is that all?
That's it.
All right, then we are back to. Well, we're not quite back to Xandu yet. We're going to. These guys are going to move up here. I got to think about. I've been reduced to tiny, but my weapon has a threat range of a 15-foot cone. So it's probably reach of 10. So he'll move there, and you see the goblin say something in a language no one speaks and swing at that will-o-wisp.
Do I understand it?
Oh yeah, you have comprehend languages. He just like I'm not gonna try to do the squeaky little goblin voice because I'll butcher it, but just like he's like shouting praises to someone named Sumeria. You're not sure who that is. It's spelled like that.
The ancient. Oh.
The alchemist. Well, not Gilgamesh. Alchemist. I just rolled a d20. I guess he's throwing a bomb. But I had no idea what I wanted him to do. We'll just take a little more damage up on the big bad, we'll say. There's a little, like, teeny tiny explosion here. He takes a little more damage. He's not happy. And now it's Xandu's turn.
Alright, Xandu will look at Lucia and in Kellish say...
Yes.
I'm assuming she speaks Kellish, being
yes.
Cheliaxian.
Yeah, I would know it.
So, with that, Xandu is going to slather the guy in grease.
Alrighty. So he needs a reflex save. Is that right?
Let me see.
If you're trying to light him, let me light him on fire. I don't have any spell to ignite him on fire except for fireball, which I don't want to use yet.
This is probably not the best. Well, it's not a bad room for fireball.
Oh, I have fire spells, so whatever.
Yeah, so whatever. So I'm trying to find.
And maybe Papa has one. I don't know if he speaks Kellish or not, though.
He does, I think.
That's right, yeah.
So does Pogue.
So I still can't find if I need a reflex. I need a reflex save. Okay.
Yeah.
So I add not much still because I am shaken.
That's to keep from falling.
Alright. Does 24 beat the DC?
Yes.
Alright. He's definitely all greasy and stuff now, yeah.
So, creature can walk through or within grease, half normal speed, DC. Yeah.
But are you casting on him
Okay.
specifically?
Yes, I'm casting it on his body, not like on the square below him, but like on him.
On him, so now he has a +10 circumstance bonus on the escape artist check. And
Yes.
Alright, fair enough. Is that all?
Yep.
Alright, time for the will-o-wisps. Am I smart enough? I'm probably smart enough to know the acrobatics around a spiritual weapon. What's he gonna attack, though? He's gonna attack... we'll roll a d6 and see what happens, I guess. Fair. Oh, wow, that sucks. Alright, yeah, he's gonna fly 50 feet towards Emeritus. Not the sword. I have to move the sword to get the will-o-wisp. 5, 10, 15, 20. Here he flies up so he can move over everybody's threat range. It provokes from the spiritual weapon, but I'm going to make an acrobatics check versus what I imagine is Emeritus's CMD, probably. What do I add? I wasn't expecting to make acrobatics checks. I add that. Okay. So does this... Oops. Does that beat Emeritus's CMD?
D?
Your CMD.
Yeah.
Okay, so it flies over your sword and it's going to attack you.
Oh.
Does this hit your touch? Does a 19 hit your touch?
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if you rolled it or not. Yeah.
Alright, you take that much electricity damage as it kind of flies into your chest and jolts you before flying back around.
Ow. Okay.
The other 3 are still perfectly content to just wail away at the other guy. This is not how I envisioned this encounter going. But it's okay. First attack, second attack, third attack.
Tommy, add a lesson from one GM to another GM. Never ever expect the fight to go in your favor.
I mean, the fight can always go. I have the GM powers. I can move it back. I just didn't think that all the. I forgot Joe likes to intimidate. I didn't know he was building building Enderling that way too. So now I roll 48 again for the crit.
Not that way too, but it's my favorite skill check.
Fair enough. So this guy's taking a lot of damage. Alrighty. Does that break my max hit points? I might have just killed myself. Did I kill myself? That's a lot of experience. Okay, no, he's not. We're good. Lucia, what's up? What are you doing? Your initiative is not 54. It is 18.
Why?
Okay, so how injured is the man now?
He, make a perception check, I'm gonna say.
So I'm pretty sure I can see his wounds.
You get the feeling, I don't know why Pogue is moving, but go back where you were, sir.
Pogue is no Pogue. I moved the token out of the way. I was trying to find another place to put him out of the way. He's under Enderling.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, the guy looks like he can keep going for a little while. He's a pretty hardy dude, basically, is what I'm getting at. He's taking a lot of damage for sure, but he's just kind of getting warmed up.
Okay. I'm going to use the spell Deep Slumber on him.
Right.
So his current hit die is it 10, 10, 10 or more, or is it 10 or less?
He has more than 10 hit dice, yes.
Okay, then Deep Slumber wouldn't work on him then.
Okay. I don't think there's anything saying the will-o-wisp. No, the will-o-wisps are immune to magic. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, will-o-wisp would be immune to sleep effect, I believe. Am I correct?
I don't see that they're immune to. They might be immune to sleep. They're immune to magic, so it's moot as to what they're immune to in this case because it's immune to that.
I would say Deep Slumber wouldn't work on the will-o-wisp.
Yeah.
What a shame.
We know they're not immune to magic missile.
Yeah, magic missile and maze. That's it. Everything else, if it allows spell resistance, they are immune.
Okay, well then I wasted a spell. I was planning to put him asleep.
Fair enough.
My turn's over.
Alrighty. So then next is him. Alright, so we're going to try to cast defensively again. We're going to hope we don't just fail horribly like we keep failing. I believe in you, guy. Okay, so that just gets there. He needed a 23. So I would have closed it. I'm pretty sure this is going to be able to target everybody. I'm pretty sure, but let me double check. Okay, no, it's a 30-foot cone. Well, I think a 30-foot cone will still get everybody. It can get it'll get Pogue and Enterling for sure. Okay, yeah, it's Pogue, Enterling, and the Goblin and the Tiefling both need to make will saves.
Will saves?
Yes. Let me see what the DC is. Okay.
Against what?
Against, he's casting a spell, and Pogue passes, but everybody else who's affected, that being Enterling, the Goblin, and the Tiefling, are all three, what is it? You're all three panicked. He begins,
Can I add my my thing for botting character, Sarah's and whatever?
You could add an extra D6, yeah.
Okay. I can only do that once.
It's, you guys earn them. You can use them once per roll, and you earn them at, like, basically when I'm impressed. And, like, again, when you, like, run somebody's character for them.
So I ran Francis.
Wait, you can do it once
Sarah.
per roll?
Yeah.
Every time you roll? So
Not every time you roll. It's you can use
Okay.
it once, and so right now Joe has 2 because he's ran 2 characters, and Colin has 1 for. I don't remember specifically what you did to impress me, but you did. It was in the Dimension of Dreams.
It was the
Puzzles.
epic.
Oh yes, the puzzles. Yeah, that was cool. Okay, so that makes us have a 14, which would still fail.
Okay, so I'm panicked now.
Yeah, which is well, you know what panic does. These guys are definitely like, the little goblin starts just like screaming, and he drops his spear. A bunch of you guys hear like glass shatter amongst the bones as the tiefling drops all his alchemical stuff. The
Oh boy.
priest will.
How long am I panicked?
That's a good question. I'm looking. You are panicked for 19 rounds? Yeah.
What the?
And it is your turn, Joe.
I mean, 19 rounds. That's a lot.
I'm moving a thing. I won't move this. I know. Sorry.
Alright, so that's going to provoke from... He doesn't have a weapon out, but it'll provoke from the Will-O-Wisps.
Wait a minute, did I really just give you a +4 and you're running for it?
I'm panicked. I have to run.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So first attack and second attack. So you take that much electricity damage.
Okay. Noted.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Alright. Then we'll go to Sarah. Enterling turns and flees as the man, he holds out his hands and begins chanting in Hollet, and it looks like the tiefling and the goblin are both going to take off running too.
Uh-oh.
Pogue was able to shake it off, but
Tommy,
like, what's up?
Tommy, he takes -2 on all skill checks because he's shaken. He failed the concentration
Oh,
check.
yeah, that's true. Okay, hang on, it provokes. We'll go back. It would provoke from Enterling too.
And the Will-O-Wisps, meaning the Will-O-Wisps spend their AOO on him instead of Enderling, right?
They have combat reflexes.
Ah, got it.
They don't in their stat block, but they do because I built them to have combat reflexes because I know what, like, how to run. Well, not how to run encounters, but like what I wanted to do.
That's a 34 to hit.
That does hit. I'm pretty sure both the Will-O-Wisps connect as well. Yeah. Okay. So he takes. Go ahead and roll your damage. Oh, I see your damage. Okay. So plus nothing. So he takes 16 and then 24. So he takes 40 damage. Yeah. So he needs a DC 50 concentration check. Plus caster level. Has to crit. Fails to crit. He loses the spell. Never mind. No one is afraid. Joe may full attack. My bad.
32 to hit.
That does hit.
Or no, 35, because I need to add the... And then my claws. That's all of my claws.
You got a +4 on one of those.
The first one.
Yeah.
So his attack of opportunity.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think either of those hit.
It's
It's a 17 and a 19.
The first one hit.
Well, yeah.
So
the
takes another
bite hits.
19.
My claws don't hit.
Okay. Alrighty. Duly noted. Now we can go to Sarah, right? I think right. Yep, Sarah, you're on.
Okay. I guess I'll have my spiritual weapon attack again.
Alright. I think using spiritual weapon is just concentrating on it, which is a move action for you, I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
All
Stop
in
it.
nowhere.
Bad. Okay.
The one bit of respite in this poor man's life is that you can't get hit with a spiritual weapon. Do you have any actions? There is a will-o-wisp floating like directly over your head,
Oh, jeez.
and it needs to attack you. I'll have it attack in a second.
Oh, should I attack
Well, no, it doesn't. Never mind. It already went.
Should I attack it?
It's
Can I
yeah.
attack
You
it?
can definitely attack it. It's in your threat range.
Alright.
You're gonna take a -2,
Okay. Oh, keep
and
that in
your
mind.
scimitar. It still does the same damage dice. It didn't shrink.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh!
I don't think a 9 gets there.
I'm going to sue roll 20.
Well, that's a bit much.
Sarah, you have your hero point still.
You do have your hero point still.
I'd
Would you like
rather-
to use it to smack this will-o-wisp around with Miss Morning?
No, because I know with my luck I'm going to roll 3.
Or not 1?
Yeah, so I'm
Alright,
just going to...
so yeah, you miss wide, super wide. It kind of like... You probably don't speak Aklo. I imagine no one in the party except for Xandu right now speaks Aklo. So Xandu hears just like demonic, well not demonic, that's actually a thing here, like creepy snickering and laughter as this thing kind of just like dances around you. Everybody else just hears like creepy Aklo stuff. Are you done, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alrighty, what's Pogue doing?
Pogue is going to. So is sleep, or the slumber thing that you were going to cast, Donald, is that 10 hit die period or 10 current?
It is up to 10 hit die total, so I was using it on him, so he had more than 10 hit die, so it wouldn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to. I think I'm going to help again.
Yeah, that actually seems quite effective.
Um,
And that does stack, so if everyone wants to just throw their 8 and others on Enerling, it's doable. Go, Enerling! And he gets a +4, 6, 8. You'd get a +12 on his next attack roll. The help action is successful.
yeah.
Is that all?
That is it. Oh, can I make I want to make a perception check and see if there's anything. I notice rings or anything that need to be lifted, or just looking to see if there's any shiny things that maybe he might consider stealing in the middle of the melee.
Not really. Bits of like scraps of cloth amongst the bodies of the children.
No. I meant on him.
On him?
Like a ring of protection or shiny medallion.
Oh yeah, he's got 2 rings equipped. He's got a medallion equipped. You don't quite recognize what they are, but yeah,
Okay.
he's got stuff to pilfer.
Alright.
Paul, if you were beginning to pillage child possession, I was thinking, it is a good action for you.
Well, Pogue's been taking stuff since he was a baby.
Yeah, it's a chaotic action.
Well,
Anywho, so
But-
what is
no,
Xandu
but-
doing?
if I'm trying to disarm the bad guy,
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what I'm thinking. So, all right, but I've already done my action this turn. I just wanted to make a check to see
All right.
what he's for. Maybe next turn. We'll see what happens.
Gotcha. All right, so it goes to Xandu. Who's muted?
All right.
Oh, there he is. Okay,
No, I'm not muted, just the control button.
gotcha.
Xandu is going to do the Burning Arc thing again.
It seemed like a
Target him.
pretty good thing to do. Yeah, all right, go for it.
And there was one Will-O-Wisp, which was not on our side,
Yeah,
correct?
and you are in its threat range. It is floating above Emeritus's head.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
If that's the case, he will 5 foot out of the range.
Understood. Okay.
Then he will cast.
Burning Arc.
I thought it was one of the ones that was still by the sword.
It flew up over. There's his reflex
Gotcha.
save. Gotta love that shaking condition. Good God. All right, yeah, sure, you get him.
And because he's greased up, he's now on fire.
I don't think grease like mechanically does
it
that.
does.
It does. It was a retcon way back when.
Oh, fair enough.
And
Okay,
you said
sure.
retcons that are in favor of the players.
I did. All right, cool. He is on fire. Is that all?
Yeah, I don't know what being on fire does to him, though.
He takes a
Takes a
D6
damage.
every round. It's a full round, which probably provokes. Probably.
Yeah, a full round that provokes. He has to like roll on the ground.
Stop,
And
drop,
it's
and roll.
It's like a DC 19 reflex save to put himself out. And he gets like a plus like 10 on it if he rolls himself on the ground.
So is he? If this room have snow in it, would he be able to roll in it?
This room doesn't have
There's
snow.
just bones.
It was just
It
the
just
one.
has bones.
Yeah. Sarah, does a
Only
22 hit your
bones.
touch?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So then you take. We don't need to add that 16 anymore. But that much electricity damage.
Cool. Fun time.
It's going to 5 foot step. Well, 5 foot float. Step is a little arbitrary for the floating thing. Then we have 3 guys gonna go attack the cleric. Plus this over his touch. Yes, maybe, and yes. I don't know if an 18 gets. I think an 18 gets there. Yeah, an 18 gets there. So he takes that much damage. There. That much. Okay, got it. I don't know why I derped out there while I was trying to do math. Pretend I didn't do that. You're up, Lucia.
Okay, so so the man in front of me, how strong does he look?
That would probably require a check.
Okay, so 20. So how muscular does he look? I want to know. Does he have a pretty good strength modifier?
I'm trying to find his. He's not the weakest thing in the world. Enderling on his best day is way stronger for sure. You guys are probably at least comparable to him, but he's not like a little like weenie.
Okay, I just want to know for one of these spells I actually prepped.
For casting
I'm going
Bestow
to-
Curse or something.
No. I need to get up close and personal, or use one of the necromancy spells, spectral hand, to touch him. By that means, I'm going to use Ray of Enfeeblement on the man in front of me.
Alrighty, that's a ranged touch attack. Are you within 5 feet of this? No, you're not. Okay.
Yeah, I can do it at range, so I'm going to re-roll that again.
Okay, sure.
So 15. Does that beat a touch AC?
Do you have the feat? Actually, no. Wait, never mind. That is a feat that does not. I'm asking if you had a. I can't think of the name of the feat that takes away the neg 4 for firing into a melee.
I'm doing it in a range.
Yes,
so
I mean, it's a ranged touch, so it would be subject to that feat that we aren't running in the first place. But I don't remember the name of the feat. Same precise shot. That's it. If precise shot was a feat in Black Dragon Gaming games, you would miss, but it is not, and so you hit.
Okay, I need him to make a further save, DC 16.
DC 16. All right, let's see if my fort is as bad as my reflexes. No, it's not bad. Plus this, I am shaken.
You did it.
I did it. So what happens if I pass on?
So if he succeeds, he takes 3 temporary strength strain damage. If he fails, he takes 6
Alright.
temporary strength damage.
Got it. Okay, so he takes 3 strength damage. He continues to have the worst day of his life.
As a necromancer and as a GM that like to use this as a player and as a GM, this is one of my favorite low level spells that actually stack pretty good.
Alright, so I need to do something a little more drastic. What do I have? What can I do?
He's lost a good few spells.
He's cast, yeah. How many spells do I have protected? I hope it does. I imagine it says somewhere on the sheet. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright.
And he's on fire.
And he's on, oh yeah, he's on fire. So at the top of the turn, he takes, watch that be enough to kill, be enough to kill him. But it doesn't feel good.
What's the DC on casting while you're on fire? Casting while taking damage.
Yeah, so it's DC 15 to cast before any casting defensively. I think he just has to take the withdraw action, I guess. Yeah, okay, so he's going to take the withdraw action. So the first 5 feet of movement doesn't provoke. And he's going to... I need to check how the withdraw action reads. I need to know if I can do that in a in anything but a straight line. Because we gotta get out of here or we're gonna die. Move up.
No. NPCs, don't move so we can kill you.
Oh, he's moving.
And nude you.
During the process, you move out. Do. If you really need to. Okay, so he can move however he wants. So this 5 feet doesn't provoke. He's gonna move. How do I want to do this?
Then he wants to move here.
Yeah, and then he wants to move here, and then he wants to go back here.
How many attack of opportunity does he want?
I'm getting there. I'm counting squares. He's going to provoke from that little guy. Oh, he's not going to provoke that much because it's a reach weapon. 10, not the sword. Well, the sword's going to sit there for a second while I move this guy. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's going to move there to start. It provokes from the spiritual weapon. It provokes from... It looks like it provokes once from the will-o-wisps. Yeah. So spiritual weapon gets 1 attack of opportunity.
From this guy?
And the goblin provokes, yeah. Both of those connect. That might actually kill the dude. I don't know. He's not doing well, that is for sure.
Just he's running.
I think it kills him. I have his max HP. Okay, it doesn't quite kill him. So now it provokes from the goblin. I'm not reneging my move. I just gotta count squares. So that provokes. That doesn't. So it provokes twice from the goblin's reach weapon. Damn you, spiritual weapon!
That is.
Oh no!
That is enough to do the last 4 hit points. You see him. He gets about there, and the goblin continues. Just Xandu understands. The goblin is just like shouting the praises of Sumeria, whoever that happens to be, and it just the weapon is called a sarissa. Essentially, it's just a I want to say Alexander the Great pike, but I don't know who that resonates with. But when he was small, the thing was about 15 feet long. He just kind of leans forward, and the man just kind of slides down it, and then collapses in a heap. And I'll have you guys know this encounter was supposed to end at 9 p.m. to determine whether or not you got the experience. It is 8:59. So well done. Everybody make a perception check at the stroke of 9.
Now I'm rolling like 19s.
Yeah, you got this.
Now I am.
Joe,
Oh, yeah.
Joe crits, so Joe is going to be immune to what comes.
Oh crap.
Everybody else sees, if I can find his token. Oh, I still got sword typed in. Where is my guy? There he is. I have to enlarge him. Krampus appears.
Ah!
Krampus begins gorging on the flesh of the priest.
Oh.
Krampus.
But I call dibs.
Nope. I think it's this.
I wanted fat loot.
Oh, what a
I wanted the
shame!
loot too.
What a shame! I wanted the loot.
That's all I wanted.
Oh, Krampus.
Oh, Krampus. That wasn't bad, Sarah. We'll take it. I'm trying to set up his... Oh, here's the aura. Okay, so...
Old cramp ass.
You. Alright. Now, everybody should be able to see... I don't want to make it yellow. Let's make it... yellow should be fine. If you are in the yellow aura and your name is not Joe, make a will save. Joe, because he nat 20 the perception check, automatically is immune. Donald fails.
I am going to use my hero point to make sure I'm not going to fail this again.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Since we're coming up to the end of the night, I am going to hero point to get. I think you can do +8 if you're doing it before
That's correct.
you roll.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Crits anyways.
Natural ones, anyways.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same.
Okay, so Xander uses his hero point for a +8 and fails. Pogue might pass.
That's a 34.
Pogue does pass. Okay, so this isn't that bad. Pogue passes, Enterling passes. Lucia has no means of rerolling and fails. Sarah fails, but has a hero point.
So I can use it for a +8.
You can use it for a +8 before you roll, or a +4 after you roll, or you can just re-roll in the first place.
So a +4 now.
A +4 right now to have a 28, or you can re-roll.
I guess I'll use it for the +4 because re-rolling it is kind of moot because I'm just gonna get. Odds are I'm not gonna get better than a 17.
Sure. Okay, you fail.
Hey. Hey.
All right. So, let's see here. So as long as you stay within what is yellow, what am I gonna use for panics? We'll use, I don't know. What is the grenade? Grenades make us panic. Emeritus is panicked. We're gonna stay on combat initiative.
Do halflings
Lucia is panicked.
get bonuses against panic as well as fear?
There's the head. There's the person grabbing their head.
But there's also grenades. I don't even see that one. Where is that?
It's right next to the grenade.
Oh yeah. Because it is comical, I
That's
will put it
much
out
better.
once. I gotta roll for my NPCs. They have to crit. They don't. Well, the goblin is immune. The goblin has paladin levels. But
Is he a 4th level paladin?
he is at least a 4th level paladin, yeah.
Okay.
But we'll use this for him. He is panicked.
Turns into a Cyndaquil.
Let me see what I roll on initiative here for this guy. Same thing. He's just... Nah, that's not. Yeah, he'll go on the priest's turn. That makes it easier. Joe, you're up. You are not panicked.
Do I want to go Krampus?
You and Pogue and that goblin and the will-o-wisps.
Does Joe have a +4 from me again?
I think he used it.
So did I miss the
Attack?
turn?
No, I never attacked.
Oh, yeah, no, because I took the withdraw action. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, so so he still has it
He does.
because I haven't had a chance to take a turn again. Then
The
Mhm.
Will-O-Wisp panicked?
The will-o-wisps are not panicked. The will-o-wisps are like the opposite of panic. They're on cloud 9 right now because everybody's freaking out.
kill the big guy.
A question about panic. So that's a
You
-2.
drop your weapon and run.
Panics reads, a panic creature must drop anything it holds and flee at top speed from the source of its fear, which is Krampus's frightful presence, which is that yellow on the board. Along a random path, it can't take any other actions. In addition, the creature takes a -2 penalty on all saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. If cornered, a panic creature cowers and does not attack, typically using total defense, blase blase, and anyone who is wearing armor is also entangled. which means you guys have you move at half speed, cannot run or charge, take a -2 penalty on attack rolls, and a -4 penalty to dex. But I digress. It is on a joke.
So he's eating the priest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on, you big lug, hit him. So Pogue is there.
I think that provokes Joe.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me look at Krampus's entry.
I'm moving to make a. Okay.
It provokes twice to get to 10 feet. Yeah. So you.
What is it?
Okay. Well, I'm not. Okay. If he wants to attack me, he can. But I was going to speak to him as I move.
I'll have him. I'll roll percentage dice because you aren't being overly hostile. Yeah. No. Go ahead and speak. It'll be fun.
I was going to claw him with my intimidate check. And this thing's not entering my stuff right. Goddamn Kane.
What did Kane do? Oh, I see.
He covered up my deep roll 20 screen is on my primary screen, and my primary screen gets notifications from my secondary screen. So it covered up my poster. God dang it.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have done that. My bad. You shouldn't have done that.
I typed 76 instead of what I meant to type, which is 17. Or 176. Oh, it didn't recognize the command. Do it again. That is my Kapla check to tell him. As I approach, kind of hold my hand to the side. It's just like, Majestic Krampus, we have brought you, we have given you your own priest as a tribute. Would you mind terribly if we left?
He just kind of looks up and sniffs at you. As he does so, his tongue probably like I said for roll-ups, I should have just said chameleons. As it chameleons a bit of this dude's large intestine back up into his mouth.
Like spaghetti.
Like spaghetti.
So he doesn't care that I don't get a circumstance bonus for pointing at the player.
You didn't. You might, but even then, it doesn't quite get over a 39. Is that all, Joe?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Sarah, you cannot run, but you have to run away from everything.
I can't run.
You cannot run or charge because you are entangled by your armor. And where's Panic? You must drop anything.
Magic armor change sizes to fit the wearer, or am I mistaken?
It does change size to fit the wearer, but Krampus's regression ability reads a creature can't be affected twice. The creature is infected as if via reduced person, but we took off the bonuses because it's supposed to be bad for you, but none of the target's gear changes size.
Got it, even if it's magic.
Right.
Okay.
So, and Sarah, again, you drop Mist Morning, and you must flee at top speed you have to get out of the yellow that you see on the board.
Okay.
And your top speed right now is, half speed, I guess?
So 15.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, you probably still try to run because you're panicked, so you move your full speed, and then when you move more than 3 squares, make an acrobatics check.
I cannot see my token after that.
Right, because you move out of the line of sight. You move into a wall. I forgot to mark something there.
Okay.
So, you've moved 2 squares, you can go left or right.
Go.
But you're running into the darkness at this point. Okay. That's 3.
Now I make
You
an
must. You have to double move essentially. 'Cause I'm gonna say you can't run, but you're trying to run even though you're entangled because this thing's powerful and spooky.
But do I need an acrobatic?
You do make an acrobatics check here.
Okay. Oh.
All right. You definitely fall. What do I want to do? I know what I want to do. It's a little dark. I have a will-o-wisp.
Thank you.
It appears out of nowhere.
It's gonna attack me.
It's also not putting off light. That's weird. You emit light as a torch. Oh, I know why it's not, because I grabbed it from the totem bar. It's not going to attack right now. It's still your initiative. You need to come from here. Now you should be able to see it. No? This torch is being finicky. You still can crawl, though, Sarah. You just, now you're at, like, quarter speed, I think, to crawl.
Do I need to keep moving?
Yes. You don't necessarily have to move into the will-o-wisp, which I don't know why you can't see. Hang on. That thing is putting off light. You should be able to see it. Okay, I see. There you go.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to move, like, under it, but you need to get away from Krampus as fast as you can is what's going through your head. You've seen this guy, like, you guys were able to take down a powerful spellcaster, and then he just appears out of nowhere and begins just eating him. You feel that that's probably going to be your fate as well. That provokes 3 times. This is against your touch. 1, 2, 3. I think I rolled 3. I rolled 2.
Dang.
Do any of those miss you?
No.
Alright. That much electric damage.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yikes.
We will pass, because that's your turn, to Pogue, who is not frightened.
So I asked a question in chat. Can I use Mage Hand to steal a ring off a dead body?
Yeah, it's unattended. You definitely can now, for sure.
All right. I totally do that.
Alright, got it. You have one of his rings. Let me see what rings he has specifically. Because this is just out of the NPC codex. I wasn't expecting him to die. I should have expected him to die. That's what happens. Okay, roll percentage dice. We'll see which one you get. Alright, okay, so the ring is obviously, you can't wear it right now. It's 2 size categories too big. Well, 1, because small can work, yeah. And it doesn't resize when you try to put it on, but you definitely have it in your inventory.
But what?
You definitely have it in your inventory. You might be able to wear it, like, you might have to do some, like, weird checks, but
arm?
you might be able to wear it, like, around, like, your bicep or something.
Okay. I have 1 ring of something that I'll figure out later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of the will-o-wisp, they're ignoring me, right?
Yeah, they seem to be more focused on the people that are panicking.
Okay. So am I allowed to try and so I'm like stage whispering at Joe, like, or at Enderling, like, why didn't you hit him? I'm wondering.
Enderling probably just looks at you and just quiet.
Okay. And I think Poke is going to pretty much just hide from as. Do I need to roll a hide or anything, or just?
Yeah, you should probably roll a stealth check.
He's going to try and get the rest of that stuff before
Krampus eats it.
Right.
Just sit there and quietly loot the body.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I'm invisible.
All right, so we're going to say, roll me, if you would, a d3. Okay, yeah, we wanted that one. So, Sarah, you begin to make a perception check. Make a perception check. That's what I need you to do first.
And that one is perception.
And it just goes right away. You think something happened, but never mind. Okay, Sarah, you begin to hear from outside the house. You can't see anything through the windows, but you hear like the crunching of snow. Do you speak Scald?
It's gonna be Bosrock.
No.
You don't speak Scald. Well, you hear somebody telepathically in your head say something in the language that Enterling speaks, and you are no longer afraid. Is that all you got, Pogue?
Yeah.
That was a very productive turn for you.
I'm hiding and looting.
Got it. All right.
Aw, do I not hear this?
You do not.
Sad tear.
It's you have been naughty. It's
Wow.
Tommy's turn. You guys hear the goblin just continues just cheering away in Ibladonian about Sumeria and how Sumeria's wrath will come down upon Krampus, and it doesn't hit. Well, it might. Hang on. He doesn't have a character sheet. I don't know what the charisma modifier on my goblin paladin is, but yeah, okay, never mind. It doesn't hit. He doesn't make a complete ass of himself, but let's see here. I need to make a second aura for Krampus real quick. You guys, well, yeah, you guys don't need to see it. I just need to see it. Okay. So this guy is going to try to, he moves there, and as he moves, Krampus looks up, and he goes to like pull back his hand as a to lash out with one of the chains around his arm, and then the chain strikes out at that tiefling of its own will and definitely collides with him.
Holy crap.
So
Okay.
another fun rule 0 at Tommy's tables that I know I've told the people who started, but I'm going to say again now, is we allow Vital Strike to work for any time there's a single attack up to and including attacks of opportunity before somebody, that doesn't work. He takes that much damage, and I'm going to go ahead and say the chain probably wraps around the kid's neck. I'm trying to find my CMB. Okay. Plus
So we
this.
faced against a monster that was higher CR than us, and how are we going to kill Krampus exactly?
Hey, you guys handle the 19th level cleric. Krampus is only CR 21. Anyway, the tiefling is grappled. Xandu must run away.
Yes, and in doing so, he drops Pogue's sword.
Okay.
Bastard.
So there will be a lot of attacks of opportunity here. So if you could take this in 5-foot increments, I would be very appreciative.
Yes, so there's only really one clear way out.
Mm-hmm.
So first things first, he is going to 5 foot so as to not provoke.
You can't 5 foot. You're panicked. You have to
can't.
run. But if you move more than, are you wearing armor? I forget.
Yes.
Okay, so then you are. If you move more than 15 feet, your acrobatics or fall over is how I'm gonna run it. Because there's no rules as written for what happens if you wear oversized armor. Because I think most people would just not do that. But
Yeah.
I would assume wearing oversized armor, there would be a penalty of some kind.
Like I said, I'm running it like you guys are entangled. You move there, it provokes from Krampus, it provokes from the Will-O-Wisp. We'll start with Krampus.
Oh boy.
Plus this.
How much of a reach does he have? That's crazy.
I can light it up if you guys want me to. And it's not gonna hurt anything if I show the aura. The green is his threat range. The yellow is his frightful presence.
Oh boy.
But does a 54 hit you?
Oh yeah, do I get any bonus from being behind cover here?
You
Got sort of a cover.
You do not, because the chains are super magical. If he was lashing out, maybe, but he's just kind of swinging.
Gotcha.
So that much damage, and then
that could have been worse.
Yeah, that was pretty bad for what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where's my CMB again? I should have made a character sheet for this guy. No, I shouldn't. I do not like the Heiser character sheet on Roll20. Does that break your CMD?
Hold up.
Okay.
Loading. My defense?
Your combat maneuver defense, yeah.
More than likely.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it beats it, and it like wraps around your like midsection and pins your arms to your side as the Will-O-Wisp probably beats your touch.
Yep.
For that much electric damage.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Does Krampus happen to be a demon by any chance?
That would require a knowledge check.
Okay, the only reason I'm asking is because I have an enchantment on my armor that gives me a DR against demons.
I see. He's okay then.
Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't need to make the knowledge check because you can tell that the DR failed you and whatever he did automatically connected.
Gotcha.
If that is all.
I assume I can't move any further.
You can. I might let you try to make the grapple check, or the CMB, rather.
Is there any chance that I could cast Grease on myself first?
Maybe if you weren't panicked.
Maybe if I wasn't panicked.
But you're panicked.
Gotcha.
You're too concerned with running away. Oh yeah, especially you, because you're a psychic caster, and you can't cast at all whenever something like this hits you. I forgot about that.
Do you have a can of grease on you can use?
Not that I keep with
Just break out the spam and go. Or he could shoot.
This is Christmas after all.
This is Christmas. You carry around some bacon grease. If you would like to break the grapple, you're welcome to, though.
If I would like to what?
If you would like to try to break a CMD, you're welcome to.
You know what? I can give it a shot.
Okay. I do allow natural 20s to automatically succeed.
That's
Did it go?
No, what is that?
Your CMB.
CMB.
Yeah.
That's not something you can roll though. That's just a straight stat.
You can roll your CMB. You can't roll your D, but you can roll your B. That's what she said.
Oh, my CMB.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry if I was unclear.
You need a better acronym for that. You're too close.
Yeah. I still don't like combat maneuvers in Pathfinder in general anyway.
My only issue with CMB, CMD, and the poison is certain levels they are fantastic to use, especially lower to mid-tier levels, but higher tiers.
So close.
But so far away. We're going to go ahead and pass to the Will-O-Wisps. The Will-O-Wisps are going to attack whatever is the closest to them that is frightened. So for these three, and this will provoke from, well, one of them will provoke from Pogue, because Pogue's start range is 0. One of them, Sarah's Choice, will provoke from, no, wait, the spiritual weapon's gone. You can't concentrate on it. So...
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
But if they take off, then if I don't attack them, then they won't attack me. But if I attack them, then they become hostile, right?
It's possible. Again, you know these things are attracted to fear, so it's gonna fly. This one's gonna fly like just over Lucia's head. They provoke from anyone who wants to try to attack them. My goblin probably does, so he got 2. Yeah.
I look to see is Enderling gonna take a swat at him?
Probably not.
Okay.
Okay.
So the goblin. Oh well, the goblin couldn't have attacked anyway because his threat range is a cone, and they're behind him because we have facing for how these guys work. So these all 3 are gonna go at Lucia. The 11 and the wait, okay, yeah, I'm in the right thing.
So was that against touch AC or?
Ow! I don't know why it rolled. Hang on, my app's being stupid. It's a 33 against your touch, and then let me.
That is going to hit. Anything over touch 15 will hit.
All right, so you take 11 electric damage. I'm gonna roll it up here because it didn't add the 16 for the second one. So second attack, third attack. The third attack automatically misses. Actually, no, it doesn't. The third attack doesn't automatically miss. I nat 1. What I'm gonna do is, do you speak Scald?
Nope.
Okay, you begin to hear again. It sounds like something is moving around, like a lot of something is moving around, like crunching through the snow. And in your head, somebody yells at you in Scald. You are no longer frightened, panicked, scared, whatever. You don't have to run away anymore.
Cool.
But we are going to let that third attack go through. So does a 19 hit your touch?
Yes.
Alrighty.
So 11 plus additional electricity damage.
Plus 2d8 more.
I need to get out of here.
6 more damage. Then one of them is going to... Sarah's no longer afraid, so it's going to just converge on Xandu. So we're going to attack Xandu twice. I think I know what I'm talking about for my CR6 monster on next to Rand the Hearth. I think it's going to be Will-O-Wisp, because these guys are sweet. I'm sure those both hit.
That's a lot of attacks. Yes, those both hit.
4d8. So you take... We don't add 16. We're not that cool. That much electricity damage from 2 attacks.
He's probably passed out by now.
Does that put him at 0 hit points?
Let me see. Gotta check.
So CR6 creatures, they CR 10 plus creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bleeding out. He's at -3.
Alrighty. You guys all see, well, everyone who can see Xandu sees him just kind of like go limp and fall on the floor in these animated chains. I think I moved everybody. Yeah, dude.
Can I do one last hurrah to release the electricity from that I stored up in my armor on the chains that Krampus has me by?
How did you store it? Is it the spell storing enchantment? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Alright.
We can do that. Let me see. And so it's like you cast Shocking Grasp at me? Is that right?
Yeah, and because it's metal chains, I'm assuming, I think it would go through.
Yeah, it would. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to roll spell resistance.
I need to what?
Roll spell resistance, which is d20 plus caster level. I'm still sitting on 2d8s. I don't know what we rolled. That does not make it. The electricity runs up the chains, and when it hits Krampus, it kind of just like ceases to exist, and he appears unfazed.
Aww.
Anywho, what is Donald doing? Donald is no longer afraid, but you definitely see you're standing. Like, there's probably a chain running like around the floor to your left, and like has the tiefling wrapped up.
Okay, I'm thinking, Krampus, we cannot defeat him here, and the ally is on the ground.
Mm.
So mechanically, have both of these Will-O-Wisp did their attack of opportunity already?
Again, they have combat reflexes. They don't enter bestiary entry, but to quote Joseph Harvilla, I am a good boy. I have combat reflexes. Especially when my dexterity modifier is 9.
Okay, so let's see. Should I? Let's see.
Dang.
To do a knowledge roll, is that a free action?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to do a knowledge arcana roll on Krampus to see if he have any type of spell resistance. I know he probably would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you watched the spell storing enchantment in Xandu's armor go off, and you watched the electricity run up the chain, and when it hit him, it just kind of ceased to exist. So yeah, you definitely get the feeling this guy has spell resistance.
Okay, so for movement action, you say so if I move here, I could cast a. No, that wouldn't work. Attack of opportunities. If I move, I'm going to get hit. If I don't move, I get hit. I guess I'm going to get out of dodge and probably take the hits while I get away.
All right. So if you would move in 5-foot increments, your GM would definitely appreciate it. Alright, so
Okay.
that provokes from 3 will-o-wisps and a Krampus.
Wait, 3 whales.
One of them is
I
floating
s-
over your head.
Oh, okay.
So, let me 1d20 plus what they add. I really like will-o-wisps. Can I play a will-o-wisp at some point? 1, 2, 3. Do any of those miss you?
All those hits.
Alrighty. Watch me not be adding the right. Let me look at the
She is
damage.
not frightened anymore, if that makes a difference.
Yeah. That much electric damage. From 3
Okay.
attacks if you have like resistance or anything.
Hmm.
Are you still standing?
Yes, I have 17 hit points. Getting that boon definitely helped.
Yeah. Let me.
That was additional plus 16 hit points on.
Yeah, I imagine it would be pretty good for you. Alright, so then
Yeah,
here comes
so-
Krampus.
So that's against me. Yep, that hits.
Plus, what do I add on my damage? Plus 16. Oh wow, I think I just killed you.
Yeah, that's in the negative and dead. So.
Alright, do you have
so
a
it's
hero
my-
point?
No.
Does
so my
anyone
turn-
have a hero point?
I do not.
If anybody has a hero point, you can what is it called? Cheat death normally costs 2, but in Tommy's games it costs 1. So if someone would like to use 1 hero point to cheat death for Lucia,
I know. Now, what did? Is there any? Timely inspiration wouldn't help with anything, right?
it would not.
Well, you have 2 of those like superhero point things, whatever those are called.
I like that.
Superhero.
Let's call them
No,
that.
they're called. I think I called them action points. Which Joe used 1 of his. You have 1. Joe has 1, and they're
I
just.
didn't because I had to go back and
Oh,
roll.
oh yeah. That's right. Okay, but that's just add a d6 to a dice roll once a roll.
So there's no cheat death with that.
There is no cheat. Those are just kind of like if you do something that really impresses me, I reward it without
Okay,
letting
so-
people like build hero points up. So if nobody has any means of saving Lucia,
Yeah, so Poe, so did you use your heal point already?
I think everyone did.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. This I just a CR21 creature.
Oh, hey, you guys beat a CR18 creature.
Yes, but that's different from 19 to 21.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. All right, so Krampus is
So-
gonna. What is he
So,
gonna do?
so do I have to make a new character or
No, you don't have to. I'm gonna do. I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna do like Joe does when characters die, because characters are important, and I totally I agree with that entirely. But I'm gonna ask you if this is the end of Lucia LaCroix. If you would,
probably not.
okay, got it. All I needed to hear. But now it's Krampus' turn. What am I gonna do with Krampus? Krampus is going to. Who do I have? We're gonna pull. I guess that's probably a standard action. Yeah. Let me see how my chains read. Because the chains are intelligent. Chain. Okay, so they're not intelligent. They just grab. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. There's nothing stopping me from pulling Lucia and Xandu into my square. Well, I'll probably just like deposit the bodies right here. I do need to roll at the tiefling. I do not natural 1. Well, I have to add it because it's... No, he just gets pulled up here. I'm sure I have more than enough CMB to pull him over here. Krampus is going to... That was a standard action, so that's all Krampus does. Joey doing?
I'm gonna 5-foot step here. I'm gonna attack him.
Alrighty.
Give me some Krampus. Big old
Nice,
heaping
delicious
goblin.
Krampus.
You...
Yum, 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 yum. Let's bite him. That should be using Pogue's aid another.
It is, so...
33 to hit.
33 to hit. 33 does...
No, wait, no, 36. 36 to hit. I need to remember to add the extra 3.
Hmm.
I should just edit those right now.
Okay, so that does hit. He takes...
23 damage.
Right.
My claw's probably not gonna hit.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah. There's one.
So, am I seeing 24 extra damage? Is that right?
Yeah, you're seeing 24. And then the other one doesn't hit.
Right. Alrighty. You guys definitely see it.
Because of the crit?
What am I gonna do?
Well, just normal stuff, I would say.
Yeah.
You usually don't do anything special in attacks.
Yeah, he does double
got it.
damage, so.
Got it. I thought you guys always did something weird for crits. I guess that's just skill checks or whatever.
Yeah.
Skills and saves.
Mm-hmm. So you guys definitely do see Enterling takes a big chunk of flesh twice over out of Krampus's, like, probably like his arm as he's pulling the chain forward. Krampus reacts very, like, he is pissed. He turns his attention to Enterling, tongue continuing to, like, probably now it's started to, like, the bits and pieces of Lucia that have been rent apart from, like, a spiked chain being wrapped around you. Like, it's, like, digging into your flesh, eating your blood and gore, essentially. If that is all, we pass to Sarah.
Tommy, you're just giving me nightmares now. Just picturing my character, bloody body.
Merry Christmas. What you doing, Sarah? You are no longer afraid.
I'll move. Wait. Backtrack. Wait, is that Will-O-Wisp still there?
Yeah,
It's still where it was.
they have not moved.
Are you sure?
Positive. There's 5 of them.
I thought it would be giving off light.
Oh, no, it's moved. I'm sorry, it moved here. The second one down the stairs. I'm sorry. I thought you were aware that I moved stuff on my turn.
Okay. I meant like away from me.
Oh, yeah, no, you are currently not in the Will-O-Wisp stat range. Five more feet forward and you will be, though.
You get to lose the grenade icon, right?
Oh, yes, you no longer have a grenade. Congratulations. I wonder if there's like a Santa Claus one.
Need a holy hand grenade right now.
So, it is Poe, Enderling, and Papa still up.
And Xandu's at -3 dying.
I don't have my weapon, do
Yeah.
I?
You do not have your
alive,
weapon.
but
Your weapon
almost
is
dead.
probably like right here.
Cool. Let me look something up real quick.
What do you need to look up? I might know it.
If I can do spiritual weapon again.
Yeah, you can cast it more than once. You're a spontaneous caster as an oracle, so you're fine. You can cast whatever you know as many times a day as you have spells per day. I imagine you have more than one.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Do I cast that here? I guess I ought to cast it like here closer to Krampus.
Okay. Understood. I guess I ought to save that sword token because you're probably going to cast spiritual weapon a lot over the course of this game. So, copy the library. You will put the spiritual weapon yonder. Well, not on top of it.
No!
Right there.
I guess I'll attack with it.
Alrighty.
Woo.
Did we get there? That does not hit.
Aw. Okay. That's all.
Alright. Pug, what's up?
How far can Pogue move?
Your speed is
Is it
20.
half or is it?
It's
No,
you're not
it's
panicked, so you're fine.
Oh, I'm 30.
Yeah. If you try to like double move or something, you probably fall over. Pending an acrobatics check.
Or okay, so do I have to be on top of him to heal him?
Yeah, your threat
Or
range
just
is 0.
next to him. Okay,
You gotta be
so
in his square.
I'm in his square.
Alright, that's gonna provoke several times.
From who?
From where did you start?
He's hidden though.
Oh, yeah, you nat 20 to stealth check. That's right. Okay, fair enough. You're good.
So coming through here, am I able to grab enough?
Yeah, you're able to grab enough of Xandu to heal him. I think is what you said. You cut out there.
I get the other ring too.
You make a... Yeah, you natural 20. That's fine. You can grab the other ring.
Okay. So I grab the ring, I come over, and I heal.
Alrighty.
Cure light wounds. You know, that spell.
Gotcha.
And so you get... Let's see if this works.
More than 3.
It did 1d8 plus 2. It didn't. It didn't roll a sheet.
So you're healing Zandu?
Yeah.
You're dead.
You're dead. There's no... We can pump all the positive energy in the world into
you're
Lucia's
dead,
body.
dead. You're dead.
And now
Zandu's
Zandu has 2 hit points.
2 hit points.
Hey.
Alright, so is that all?
Still have several. I still have some non-lethal, so I think that
spend them
evens me
wisely.
out.
Spend them wisely.
Yeah,
That's my turn.
Alrighty, so it goes to Tommy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think wisely. There's no good way for my paladin to channel energy that doesn't just heal all the will-o-wisps. Also, I don't know if his god cares. Yeah, probably not. So we're just gonna jab at him.
Yeah, Zandu is still unconscious due to non-lethal. He's at 0 total.
So that means you are, well, no, you would have healed for 10, and you took 5 non-lethal. Because non-lethal heals double.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
This guy's gonna try to break
should be at
out.
like 1 HP then.
Okay. So the goblin stabs at Krampus and misses. The tiefling tries to like squirm his way out of the chains and fails to get anywhere. And it does go to Zandu.
Alright, Zandu with 1 HP.
Woo!
I'll get out of your way.
Am I still panicked now that I've been unconscious and woken back up?
That's a good question. Not yet.
A reassuring touch of a halfling
Yeah.
child.
For Frightful Presence to go off, I have to do something, and it's not my turn, so you're not panicked right now.
Gotcha. Well, this is what he was waiting for.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
He was saving some of his spells for this, so I suppose there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
He will try to... Oh, wait, but... Spell resistance.
He does have spell resistance, yeah.
I have, You know what? He's gonna go for it anyways. Burning Arc.
Alrighty, that provokes from Krampus.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to take it back?
If that is the case, I will do...
You can roll to cast defensively, if you'd like to.
Shocking Grasp, which does not provoke, because it's considered an armed attack.
Okay, fair enough. So go ahead and roll spell resistance. That does not break his... Why is it Sorcerer -3? That's weird.
That's weird. Let me check that.
Yeah, that's not right. You don't have negative levels in Sorcerer.
No, I do not.
I've got -8 level Sorcerer.
Yes! So he wakes up and then immediately dies to negative levels. Like some weird Fallout glitch.
Oblivion.
Yeah. It would be just, unless there's something I'm missing from a trait or something, Colin, it'd be just d20 plus 5.
Yeah, that's all. Unless you
it's
got
showing -3 there. I think I put the negative in the wrong spot.
From like your hit points.
From my hit points.
Plus 5.
Yeah, that's if it. Then it would
22?
still fail. That's 22 would still fail.
That's not +5. That's +8 to that because it's -3.
Are you an 8th level sorcerer?
No, but I had
No, you
minus
get
3
fish.
beforehand.
No, you
Oh.
rolled a 17. You rolled a 17.
Oh, yeah, I did roll a 17. It didn't count the negative for some reason.
That is even
Okay.
more weird. I don't understand, but regardless.
You nat 20, but no.
Yeah. It does fail.
Wow. Holy cow.
So its SR is above 24. I guess that's quite common. Monsters I know that SR is pretty high once you get into the 13 plus for outsiders for sure.
Is that all, Colin?
I believe so.
Alrighty, it is the Will-O-Wisp's turn. Who is scared? The only person who's frightened right now is that tiefling. So, yeah, okay. These guys are going to descend upon the tiefling. It provokes from the sword. It provokes from Enderling. As this guy flies over his head. This one can't. This one's just going to get in line, I guess. It provokes from the sword, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, hit something.
That might hit, actually. I'm used to looking at Krampus's stuff. That does not hit.
Aww.
Joe, if you would like to attack one of the little wisps.
I don't.
Okay, so
They are my friends.
one of them nat ones.
Oh!
So what do I want to have happen? Suddenly Lucia comes back to life. No, I might do that.
Shocks her back to life, defibrillates her.
Wait,
it's tempting.
There!
So I am dead still then.
I don't know what I want to do with that. I did nat one. The tiefling dies for sure.
Oh, you should be unafraid.
Because he takes 2, 4, 6 d8 of electricity, which is enough to kill him. He has no means of resisting, but I did nat one. So what I'm going to do is, I forget, where am I? Here I am. No, that's not me. I want the actual PDF version.
Defibrillator and I'll heal her.
I am tempted to just let the defibrillate thing go, because that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, sure, I like it. Well, the Will-O-Wisp, like, careens into Lucia and just, and you're back alive at... Well,
Okay.
actually,
okay,
you know what? Hang on, here's what we're going to do. Here's a fun way to do it, because this is just supposed to be a fun Christmas one-shot. Let's throw caution to the wind. Boom! That many hit points restored.
7 HP.
7?
Yep, that might... I don't know if that brings you to the land of the living, but
Let's see.
it stabilizes you somewhere.
Yep. Yeah. So I would be stabilized for sure.
I don't know at what, but stable at something. And speaking of that, why does it say you have a 72 initiative? You don't have it.
I think I took like.
This keeps increasing. It was like 36.
I took 30. Yeah, I would be in the negatives bleeding.
Are you still at the negatives in such a way that you would be dead?
Yeah, I took 28, and with the amount I took,
And you had 17 hit points, right?
Yeah. So I would be in a negative still.
Well, we'll say you're stable at I don't know.
1.
It's late and this is a fun one shot. Screw the rolls. You're stable at 1 hit point, and it's your turn.
Okay, so
We
if
have an initiative of 72.
Yeah, you are going fast.
Okay, so if I move, I'm going to get hit multiple times. So I'm in a bad situation.
What?
If I move, I am dead. If I don't move, I am dead.
Cast defensively.
Cast defensively is the thing, yeah.
Yeah, most of these spells I have, it's for AoE or single targets, and I can't really do much.
If you have a touch spell or a weapon, that'd be better than nothing.
With their AC, I'm going to miss. I can't really do much. I cast spell, I get hit and die again, or I don't do nothing and I die. I can't really do much in my current situation.
Do you want to just pass then?
Yes.
Alright, it is Krampus's turn. What is going on with Krampus? Krampus actually needs to make a perception check. So, I don't know what I had, but I'm just going to roll a dice. Okay. Krampus, he, mid, tonguing Lucia, Because he's got to realize you've come back to life because he's currently eating the flesh of you.
This is a very bad Christmas present.
He looks up and he looks in the direction of this direction.
No,
And
nonsense. She was still warm. He didn't notice.
what is my move speed? Well, no, I have Dimension Door. That's what my move speed is, and it's a spell-like ability. So, actually, no. Krampus is just gonna move because I want it to provoke from people.
Well, does Dimension Door provoke still?
It does if he's casting it, but he has it as a spell-like. So,
Do spell likes not provoke?
I don't think they do. They might.
Ooh,
They probably actually provoke. Yeah.
Spell-likes. They provoke. They are spell-like. They are just not spells.
Okay. So he's gonna move 60 feet. And somehow I killed my... Oh, no, I say 5, 10. This provokes from anybody who wants to take it. The spiritual weapon
I'll
is
smack him.
I can
yeah.
provoke.
20.
Zandu will quick draw one of his weapons and take it.
Alright. Sarah misses.
I'll take.
Okay, that I don't add a 3 to that. So.
Alright.
He's coming towards me.
Wait, I took combat reflexes. Oh boy!
Yeah, you did, because you are a good boy. You have combat reflexes.
I get one more attack, and it still doesn't
Tell me
hit.
don't call Joe a good
Where
boy.
are my attacks? All right.
Does
here
not
we
hit. So Lucia can attack if she wants to. Zandu can attack. Pogue can attack.
are. I got a 20.
Does not hit. The 25 doesn't either.
Dang.
My-
You got some high AC.
My goblin nat ones.
I mean, the 36 is the only thing I've been able to hit him with.
Okay, I got a natural 1 to hit, so...
And so did my goblin. So,
You stab each other in a Romeo and love death pact.
I'm really tempted to do that. Yeah, roll the damage dice on your dagger.
But she can't hit him.
She accidentally lets go of it, and the dagger like flies into him.
I did... I crit doing total 5 damage.
You crit. What are you talking about?
He crit the damage.
Oh,
damage.
I see. Okay, got it.
Max damage.
Yeah, he takes 5 damage, and at the same time, he's gonna hit you. For
Wait, so why is he leaving?
we'll get to that in a second. I have to
Are
resolve
you
this
complaining?
out of nowhere PvP.
He's coming
Well, is he
after
afraid?
me.
Is he afraid?
No, he's coming after me.
He takes
Oh.
Lucia takes 6 damage. We're just gonna have him.
Okay, so 6 damage. That reduced me to -5 hit points.
Rough.
Okay.
Sarah, does this grab you?
Oh crap. Probably. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Krampus, like, he begins moving this way, and he grabs you with his chains, and he like, well, no, he doesn't. He's gonna move just right up into you. I do not have improved grapple, but you don't have a weapon out, so he grabs you. You guys see he's holding Emeritus kind of like you would hold a hostage. Like, I don't have a gun to put to Emeritus's temple, but it's that idea. Like, left arm, probably more like chains wrapped around Emeritus's body, and then like, I imagine I have a bite, don't I? Yeah, I have claws and gores and stuff. So just put like my claws onto Emeritus's like both jugulars, I suppose. Yeah. Yes, the body is still there. Joe, you're up.
Okay. I'll speak to Krampus and Scald. Like, what are you doing?
He does not respond.
I'll just move here and just look at him. And I'll just make an intimidate check.
All right.
That's what I'll do. This should be correct. Yeah, it's that intimidate check, and I'll just be like, "What, are you gonna hide behind him now?"
I add this. I just barely make it.
Oh.
So
Do you want to use one of those action points, Joe? Because it might be relevant.
Sure, yeah.
Do it.
He needs a 4 or better? Yeah. Somebody want to throw timely inspiration at him?
Shit, yeah.
He's gone to 27. Can you add more than
that-
1?
Oh, I can't.
Okay, well that puts it
Hey,
to,
I have another one of those points though.
you got to use them.
Use it.
Spend that.
You got to use them on your, well, Yeah.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
It's
Come on,
Christmas. Yeah, fine.
I'm sharing.
He's sharing.
Sharing is caring.
So that's enough. You don't need to roll it because you got the 21 with timely inspiration. That is enough.
No, let him do the thing, and then I don't have to use timely inspiration.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead and roll then.
Well, if he gets a 1.
If he gets a 1, yeah.
1d6, right?
Yep, 1d6.
Don't get a 1.
Don't get a 1. Alrighty,
All right.
that does it. Krampus turns, he lets Emeritus go,
Yay.
and he turns to face you. He doesn't shrink. He turns to face you.
Is he afraid?
He
Does
is...
that provoke from Papa?
It does not provoke because he doesn't have a weapon.
I could have tried to demoralize him and just sick all the will-o'-the-wisps on him.
Yeah, that's what
He is immune to fear effects, so... And that's not a mind-affecting thing. That's in his entry. It straight up says he is immune to fear effects. So.
Definitely. Why I say fear effects aren't mind affecting.
Yeah, you might have a point. Are you done, Joe?
Yeah. Does he answer me? Or does he just look at me?
He just kind of like... He kind of looks like a cornered animal. He turns to face you, but he keeps his back to that wall that he's like squeezing through, and he's got chains like going this way.
Okay.
It goes to Sarah's turn. Sarah, you see this. You might not actually see it because you don't have light.
I do not.
But, well, actually, this guy probably is going to actually think it's light. Probably, why wouldn't he?
Who is it?
Boom.
I can tell you.
Make a perception
I
check, Sarah.
wonder.
Who's that?
It's not Santa. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Santa's not saving the day.
Damn it.
Okay, so... I had his entry there. The guy stands about 7 feet tall, and he's like... kind of got like the stout but muscular thing going for him. His skin is light brown and it's kind of like flushed and rosy, kind of like he just stepped in from the cold, and you imagine he actually did. From his back, there's two. It's kind of weird. Like there's two tusks coming out of his back, like they're made out of ice, like arching up this way, kind of like a.
It's definitely Moswick.
As if he had like shoulder cannons, I guess the best way to describe it.
Some Blastoise?
Kind of.
Jack Frost.
Trying to see if I find any more descriptors of him. He's got what is my? Do I have a favorite? I assume I have a favorite weapon. Okay, it's he's carrying a javelin in each hand, and the javelins look like they're made of solid ice. He looks down at you and continues to just like speak reassuringly in Scald, I guess, essentially. And it is your initiative. Any more checks you want to make about him are up to you.
So
He's got the mini is pretty much accurate. He's got like the fur armor and he's got horns coming out of his helmet, stuff like that.
okay.
So do I hear this at this point?
You probably hear him moving through the grounds.
Do I hear him speaking though?
You probably everybody hears him speaking in Scald, just kind of.
I actually speak Scald.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so do I.
I think Van does too.
I do too. Yep. I learned from Enderling.
He's probably just kind of just like stand fast, little one, and like he goes to like both his arms back, like he's gonna throw two javelins at this thing. But it is your initiative.
You say stand fast?
Mm-hmm. As in, don't run away. Fight, turn, fight, attack.
Okay, well I can.
Actually, you know what? He's gonna hand you one of the javelins.
He's giving me one of them.
Yeah, you like it looks like it's carved out of ice. It, like you imagine it would be super cold, and for a second, it like you grab it with your little like babby hands, and you're probably like dual wielding it because it's still 2 size categories bigger. So you gotta like you're two moonsing it, for lack of a better way to say it. It's a little less javelin and a little more discus, I guess, or like you're swinging a tree branch.
It's a pole arm at this point.
It should be really cold, but after you pick it up, it kind of like it stops like burning the hell out of your hands. How cold it is.
Okay.
Mechanically, it's a D8 plus 5 plus whatever your strength is.
Okay. So if I'll roll the hit.
Then you take a neg 2. You take a neg 4. Yeah.
Take a neg 4.
Because the weapon is 2 size categories too big.
There's no way I'm gonna hit.
But it's still a +5 weapon.
You do miss. So yeah, it was D20 plus 4 plus. No, you rolled a 5. Yeah, you missed. Are you done?
still have the
The spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
You want to move it and have it attack?
yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll. That is not it. Well, hang on. Yeah, no, never mind. It doesn't hit.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Pogue's turn.
All right, so Pogue takes the medallion,
Okay.
and
You guys
he-
just grab a CR-19, guys. Loot while all this is going down.
hey man, I'm 1.5 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be swinging anything. And I am also going to waste another spell on the evil chick. So cure light wounds, burns the last of my spell slots. And then +2. Oh Jesus!
3 more hit points for Lucia.
Are you conscious again?
No, -2.
Rough.
Fuck's sake!
Why did the goblin have to roll so well?
So I'm sitting there shaking her, being like, "I know you're a necromancer, but damn it, come back to the land of the living already."
The goblin's gonna go here and he's gonna chant, or he's not gonna channel. He's gonna. The will-o-wisps are no longer
Lay on
hostile.
hands.
Yeah, he's gonna lay on hands for I am level that, so 5d that plus this. It probably feels really awkward. Well, no, my deity is lawful neutral, so you are filled with the energy of order, and you were lawful neutral for a while, so you're fine, Donald. You don't have to like hiss and spit and recoil from this quite yet, but you do get 24 hit points back.
Okay, cool. Tell me, Krampus, he is dead.
The goblin shakes his head no.
Great.
Anyway, what is Xandu doing?
It's Xandu's turn, huh?
It is.
So,
The will-o-wisps no longer appear to be hostile. They look like they're gonna like try to find like a crack in the like ceiling or something and disappear.
gotcha. Where are the chains at? Are they anywhere near me?
They're not. You're technically
Darn.
still in Krampus's threat range, but he can't swing around that corner.
You can't swing around that corner, huh?
Mhm.
Well, even if he can't swing around that corner, because you can only 5 foot is part of your first action, correct?
That's just your whole move action.
To 5 foot?
Mhm.
Hmm. So, where's Pogue, anyways?
He is probably in Lucius Square.
Yeah, somewhere in there. I moved out of the way so you could. I was in your square, now I'm probably in Lucius Square.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I'm tiny at this point.
Thinking Xandu wants to keep fighting, but he's not really sure how to without getting hit. So I guess he can just move into that one square because you said it's not gonna provoke because of the hard corner.
That is correct. So we'll move this mini out of the way for a sec.
Yep,
But Pogue is right there.
right. I'm keeping track of where he is.
Alright. So Xandu 5 foots, and then
And that's all he's gonna do for now. He's going to.
the will-o-wisps
Yeah, there's not much
disappear.
else he can do.
The will-o-wisps all turn invisible, and like you can kind of hear them like freaking out in common and act low as they just like foof out of here. Lucy's initiative is not 90, but it is her turn.
Jesus
Why
Christ.
am I getting such a good initiative?
This is where Pogue is.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought somebody was just graffitiing my board.
No.
So for me to get up, that's a standard action, am I correct?
It's your whole move action.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to get up if that's my entire move action then.
All right, is that all?
Yep.
Alrighty. Krampus is going to Dimension Door out. It provokes from the spiritual weapon from Emeritus and from the guy who who misses. Sarah hasn't rolled anything good yet. Not quite there now. And then it's D20 plus, what's your strength score? 10?
Yeah.
So D20 plus nothing plus 5. So D20 minus 1, essentially.
Woo!
Not quite. Actually, more than not quite. Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
was
go
gonna
this wide.
say.
This guy misses as well. Krampus Dimension Doors. But the board looks much different now. And we turn off initiative. Let's move this guy into the room. He's gonna just kind of land right here. You guys can go ahead and make a perception check, if you would.
Whoa, okay.
Not necessarily Sarah, because I've already...
Oh, wait. We're onto the wrong number. Hold on.
That token look like it's a Viking or some Norse warrior.
Yeah, so again, this guy stands about 7 feet tall, and he's like muscles on his muscles on his muscles. He's got light brown skin, but it's even though he's probably been in here for a little while, and he's probably even putting off a little bit of heat, it still looks really like rosy, as if he just stepped in from the cold. There are 2 tusks like carved out of celestial ice coming out of his back. Again, kind of like Blastoise-y. I wish there was more description for this guy. There's a little bit of flavor text, but not a whole lot. Oh well, maybe he'll get stats eventually. He holds out his hands and he begins in I can't think of the name of the language. What do water elementals speak for an action point? First person to say it.
Auckland.
Thank you, Donald. Action point for you. In Auckland, he begins chanting, and as he does this, everyone is returned to their normal size. If you are wounded, you are
large.
yeah. So you go to large. You're bigger than he is now. Everybody goes to normal. Everyone is healed if they were harmed. And he doesn't say a word, but he moves over here, and as he does so, he lowers his pointy tusk appendage things. It's weird how to describe it, whatever. And he barrels into the wall. As he does so, he shatters it. Again, without saying a word, he moves out. And as he does so, go ahead.
I would show my appreciation to that creature.
All right, what you got?
Hot.
Show
What you
my
got?
appreciation.
But really, though, is there something specifically you wanted to do, Donald? Did my internet die? Is Donald muted?
No.
I hear you.
Bing!
I think Donald died.
Bing! Oh, there he
Nope.
is.
Nope.
No,
I didn't.
Lucia's mouth is full of short.
Nope.
Appreciation.
I was just making notes on my side.
Fair enough. Okay, so if you want to do something, you're welcome to do it.
Xandu will thank him and Scald as well.
All right, he turns and nods, and he reaches out a big hand to slam down on your shoulder, and it as soon as he touches you, it's deathly cold, but it promptly warms up, and he just kind of nods.
I would say thank you in Celestial.
Okay, he does speak Celestial, but you're probably gonna get really tired of me saying this, Don. But he just kind of turns to you, looks you up and down, and you can't make out a facial expression through his helmet. But you imagine you've seen that facial expression on plenty of people in the rebellion, up to and including Mustafa. Yeah. You guys,
Pogue shouts back and Scald. Hey, thanks. I was good this
now.
He turns around.
Yeah, being the oddball foreigner among the rebels.
Yeah. So you guys see, like I said, he busts through this wall here, and he begins he puts his fingers in his lifts up the guard on his helmet, puts his bird finger and his pointer finger, both his hands in his mouth to make that real big loud whistle that I can't do, and it would be bad on a recording anyway. And as he does so, I play the counting game. 6. Okay. Well, yeah, 6. You guys see 6 caribou, they kind of float around in circles and then land in the snow. As they land in the snow, they don't leave impressions in the snow. They're all saddled and wearing heavy barding. The man himself, what do I want him to have? I'll say like a chariot, not like Egyptian style, but more like a what am I trying to say? Like a Celtic chariot. Pretty much, yeah. Just a flat plane, 2 wheels pulled by, we'll say 6 of these gigantic celestial caribou, like materializes under him, and he just kind of looks at you guys and says nothing.
Okay.
One of the caribou, is the name Rudolph?
It is not. Well, you don't know. You don't know if they have names or not.
So they're over outside of the building. I guess Xandu will follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Me too.
We all
Can
follow, I
willfully
guess.
end my mutagen?
I follow.
All right. So you guys, it's super cold out here for sure. And as soon as you guys like step into the snow, it's still probably like chest high to Pogue. But like while you stay around this guy, you guys don't feel for more than like a split second the cold. It feels very like kind of like sitting by the fire in some like cozy tavern somewhere. The big guy just
I ask if he can get us out of here.
He continues to look at you. He says nothing.
But I say, please.
Make
It's
a check.
cold.
Make a check.
All right.
You have to sit on his lap first.
I am going to. I'm
Oh.
going to aid you. So.
All right, let's see that aid another.
Yep. So.
So we get to 28. All right, so
Anybody else gonna aid me?
I guess I can, yeah.
we can milk out those nat ones real quick before the session ends. Now that we're all out of hero points.
Woo!
That's the best you've rolled all day. Congratulations on being socially acceptable. Okay, so the man, he in Scald, he how do I want to do this? He looks at you, and in Scald, he tells you just like he points at the caribou and just climb on back of them, and we'll be off. We'll get back where we need to take you.
Nice.
Whether that's Markarth or Whiterun, that remains to be seen. But
Poke jumps up and kind of straps in under between a buckle or something.
Okay.
Holds on for dear life.
All right.
Does
Pun
anyone have
intended.
knowledge religion to figure out who this guy is?
I do.
I have
I
knowledge
can aid
religion.
another. Since we're doing that today, and that's the only time I can roll well.
Oh, I only got 10.
19.
All right. Let's see. You guys. Pogue assumes that like this is some kind of at least demigod powerful thing that has appeared out of nowhere to save you guys. We'll say the 19 and 18 are good enough. Before you stands the Imperial Lord Tulk. He is god of cold, frozen wilds, survival. He's worshipped by people who live out in the cold, and he bestows his gifts and his blessings upon those who learn to live within the cold instead of like building it to suit their whims, and like people that appreciate the like Arctic tundra for what it is. See, his favorite animal is a caribou, and he has summoned several of them. You imagine they can fly. For those of us who don't know what an Imperial Lord is, an Imperial Lord, in layman's terms, essentially, it's a demigod. Like, he's killable if you guys want to push your luck, but like he is powerful enough to grant spells to worshippers. He's powerful enough to do a lot of crazy stuff, but he's not like Asmodeus or Yomade or Calistria or like Tyr just appear out of nowhere in front of you.
Okay. Well, I can't end my mutagen as a standard action, so we'll have to wait a few minutes. Can the
Hop on the back of
caribou
the sleigh.
support my bestial girth?
Let's see what the percentage has to say. Suddenly one of these caribou is just like the buffest of caribous. We'll do you one better, and we'll say that Tolk summons another chariot pulled by another, 6 reindeer.
That's nice. Oh yeah, I'll take that.
So I hear that Pogue has climbed onto a caribou hanging for dear life. Enterling has his own personal chariot. As everybody else is trying to figure out who this guy is that has come save them from a terrifying Krampus.
As we're waiting, I'll pull the bartender's body out of my barrel.
Okay, sure.
And hold it up to him.
Alright. Yeah, he'll resurrect her, and he'll resurrect the tiefling as well.
Yay!
Hooray!
He probably just snaps his fingers and that cleric's body encases in ice. Yeah, that sounds flavorful. Let's do that. Where am I? So this guy is no longer dead. And the first token I made for this campaign ever and ever. She doesn't need the token. She's no longer dead. We understand that.
Excellent.
The tiefling and the goblin probably... the goblin has enough of a strength check. He can just pull himself up on, grab one of the stirrups of the saddle on one of these caribou and just, vault over, kind of. The tiefling gets in the saddle. The bartender... Yeah, she's not going to be afraid. We'll say 2 more celestial caribou appear out of nowhere for these guys.
Cool.
The caribou just kind of, stamp their feet in the snow, but again, leave no impressions in the snow, just kind of, waiting on you guys.
I'm ready to go.
Xandu's not going to waste any time. He wants to get out of here.
Alright, anybody else got anything they want to do here?
No. Climb in.
Nope.
Whatever sleigh will accept me.
You don't get a sleigh. You're not large. Quit casting large person, so I have to make a sleigh now.
Oh.
So you guys all mount on the back of these caribou, and as they do so,
I rope myself on so I don't fall off. And
they
That's
take
makes
off,
sense.
essentially.
I make sure I've got my loot.
They take off. They begin to run, and then they turn up at a 45-degree angle, just kind of launch themselves into the sky. And you guys, anybody who has knowledge geography can figure out you guys were where Irison meets the crown of the world. That far, that's thousands and thousands of miles north of Qadira, and you guys see yourselves
Hey, I was actually there before.
there you go. You guys look down and you can see you're moving across the landscape at breakneck speeds, but it doesn't feel that you guys don't have the weird smiley face of your skin getting G-forced back on your face. But that's how fast you're going. However, again, it's super comfortable. You guys reach Qadira in, we'll say, it's the middle of the night now. We'll say you guys reach there and around the time the sun is coming up, you guys fly over the rest of Avistan and land in Qadira. Tolk, when you guys get back to the desert, you can see that Tolk is visibly uncomfortable about how hot it is. Well, no, it's the morning. It's basically as cold as the tundra. Yeah, he's fine. Okay, so you guys land, the caribous disappear, and Tolk, he just kind of bows his head. The people who talk to him favorably, that being Pogue and Emeritus for standing and fighting Krampus with a weapon that was not good for him at all, he kind of pats you guys on the shoulder. He gives you that almost kind of bro hug, I guess, before materializing into nothingness. And we'll say, let's pop the map over real quick so I can establish where we end up before we go to next week. And where is everybody? We're gonna say
You end up back at the fort.
yeah, we'll just take Pogue back to the fort. At this point, Augrus and your nomads and stuff have all gone back to Fort Legos as well. And that is where we are going to call it tonight. So thank you guys for watching. Again, I didn't say it at the beginning, but we do have Colin from the End of Planar Crossroads here. Be sure to check those guys out because they are, in fact, awesome. And on behalf of me and everybody else, Merry Christmas to you all. And to you all.
A good night.
You heard him. See you later, guys.